All right, here we go, guys. It's now time for Tournament of Legends. Let's get into this, guys. Here we go. The Tournament of Legends commences. Let's check out the teams here so far. We actually have a lot of teams playing, of course, within this tournament. There's a lot of prizes on the line. In fact, look at all these prizes, guys. We have over here a legendary weapon if you win. If you don't win, okay, if you're the first loser, you get 77 clovers. You get a precursor choice box. Third and fourth is actually better, guys. Dude, I think, you know what? I actually respect the ArenaNet. I really respect the ArenaNet for this, because they actually made the second place worse than the third or fourth place. And the reason they did this was to actually humiliate the true losers, which are the second place team. I love that humiliation. Third and fourth rewards are actually better, guys, than second. Second is actually a downgrade from third and fourth. So you also get a Mastery or Fortune gift there as well. Very nice. Mystic Clovers, all that kind of good stuff. Very, very nice. Good content. Okay, 5th to 8th, you guys get something, Magic or Might gift. 9th to 16th, you basically get, you know, that you tried, right? And participation, you get a llama, mini llama, and actually nothing else. That is brutal, man. Not even some gold or something. That is absolute destruction. So if you, anyone who gets the participation reward, that's rough. But let's leap into these teams right away, guys. Let's leap into it. Let's check it out. So look at Torben. This actually might be Sin, because I know Sin quite famously won the Tournament of Legends with Torben before Torben even won a monthly automated tournament, actually. So we might be seeing something over here, but it's not. Oh, wow. This is kind of some old school stuff, actually. This is Hideous Hero here. Hideous Hero. No, well, Gormless Hero right now. Of course, if anything, guys, those who don't remember him, this player, Hideous Hero, was actually playing a long time ago with XXX Curry King XX, and they kind of popularized the troll style, right? Like, you abusing the decap druid, abusing druid, abusing weaver really, really hard, and not really team fighting whatsoever. This is kind of like the guy, and certainly the guy who played on that team, who really kind of got it out there, guys. Honestly, I love to see that, guys. I love to see that indeed. So this is definitely going to be a pretty strong team here, actually. Torben here on the Revenant will be probably Herald or Renegade the entire way, maybe even Korev, actually. But you might be saying that, Bill, by the way, guys. Korev is actually apparently very, very spicy in PvP right now. Gormless here, of course, can be on the Druid or Soul Beast, some kind of Ranger. We have Brain Packer, Nick, here on the Necromancer. It's actually more than capable of playing other builds too. Actually can play support as well, I believe, but also can play basically every variant of Necromancer. Playing some kind of Minion Mancer right now as well on this build here. Fallon here, Bench God X, will be Prot Hollow or Nade Hollow. Phalith going to be on the Thief to kind of round out the composition there. So that's a very formidable team, actually. Definitely worth keeping an eye on that one. Let's see if we can find the worms. Where are... Bazil. Now this team is a very, very legendary team here. Wow, okay, dude, what have we got here? Zirid actually playing with Bazil. Very interesting choice there from Zirid. Zirid Gamer is actually kind of looks like a little bit of a pug group almost. Actually, what the hell is this comp? We actually have Triple Scourge right now. Triple Scourge. And then the support Guardian here, which we there see. And then finally, of course, the Ranger. Do some side noting there. Now, this is maybe not the best composition in the entire universe, but I think it will be very effective against teams that aren't really ready for it. There's going to be a lot of damage here, too. As you can see, it's going to be Colony Scourge here. Sage, Amulet there, Blood, Soul Reaping, and Scourge. We actually have a Blood, Soul Reaping, and Scourge here as well. Is it going to be Sage? It is going to be Sage. And finally, do we have the similar thing here? We have one more Avatar Scourge. So, a very, very strong team fight, but not a lot of kill potential. I know this looks annoying, but in Conquest, it's really not that good, I don't think. I don't think that's really going to work very well for them. But this will certainly be a very easy game for this team. I think these are experienced players here on the blue team, and they should probably be able to smash most teams, pretty much no matter what composition they actually end up running there. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on with it. Here we go, guys. Let's take a look. We actually have the Geese. This is a team that I love to see, guys, okay? They are indeed Win or Goose. The Geese team, they're even dressed up as geese in the game here as well. They're together as in they're practicing, they're getting better at the game. And here they are. They are all role-playing here. Goose of Knowledge here on the Guardian. We have Pet Goose here on Ranger. Smexy Goose on the Core Revenant. Shrouded Goose on Scourge. And finally, with Atterus, who needs to make a new character. Make a new character and then come back a little bit later. The final Goose, not in fact a Goose. Here on the Power Herald. So, pretty interesting composition here. It is essentially going to be a pretty straightforward team fight comp here. They don't have the Thief, but the double rev is still quite fast. They'll be able to rotate with that fairly effectively. Even though they don't actually have the Thief themselves, they'll be able to move around the map very quickly with this and just win team fights, right? They have double rev, the Scourge, the Guard, big damage in these team fights. Okay, maybe not quite as heavy duty as some other comps that you could have, like with stuff like Con the Herald in there, but it will certainly be a powerful thing indeed. And Scourge Portal being used right now from the Shrouded Goose, so no flesh, in fact, no stun break here. That's a very, very ballsy move from the Geese to go with that. Let's see how it works out, and if they go ahead and change that later on. But yeah, I'd love to see this team playing here. Let's go ahead and move on to another game. There probably won't be anything too crazy early on. Like, realistically, a lot of these, see who Quarantine Crusaders are playing with, actually, but a lot of these games early on are going to be pretty straightforward, to be frank here. Ooh, yeah, now this is actually another very good team. This is a very good team, actually. So we have Fei here. Cole, of course, Sorry. Why even think? We have Belzadar and I believe Andreas. Yes, Andreas, the god of depression. You know, this is a big problem here, guys, right? I know what's going on here, but the Quarantine Crusaders, they actually have a lot of names like this. They have Why Even Live, Why Even Play, Why Even Think, Why Even Breathe, stuff like this. Like, there's a lot going on there. They try and demoralize the enemy team with these character names here, but right now they're just demoralizing the enemy team by killing them. However, the revival is nearly coming through, but I don't think it's going to happen there as well. But it's actually a very strong team, and they've got a good comp here as well. We actually see the Renegade here from Bells, of course. He can play Herald or the Core Rev if at all necessary. Sorry, big multi-class, can play pretty much everything. I think we're probably going to see Sorry on Thief. She's going to be playing Thief for probably most of the rounds here. I'd imagine maybe Soul Beast a little bit there as well. Cole on Ranger. He'll be Ranger or Druid, side noting the entirety of the matches here for Quarantine Crusaders. Fei will probably be stuck on Scourge. Could potentially go to something else, maybe a Mirage, potentially, a little bit later on, but I think they can't really give up the Scourge, so it is going to be some good old Blood Scourge action for Fei for the duration of the rounds. They're kind of solidifying that team fight with Andreas on support guard. Now, of course, Quarantine Crusaders, this is a team that actually isn't afraid to play basically a supportless style, a very 3-node, like, rotation, Roma style, instead of actually playing team fight, right? So you actually could see Andreas maybe go to a Prot Holo, and then that unleashes Fei to play Mirage or something like that. So they could maybe go for something like that, and then you'd honestly have, you'd have like, Sorry might play something like, either a Thief or a Soul Beast running around one-shotting people. I just take a lot of 2v2s. That could maybe happen there a little bit later on, but up until then, we'll have to see what they actually swap to. But looks, again, like a very strong team here. I definitely expect to see that this team minimum in the top 8, certainly through elims, because of course there is going to be a very long Swiss phase here. It's a 6-round Swiss phase, and then we're going on to a elimination phase. It will almost certainly be the top 8 teams will be located there. So it will be a very, very hot competition indeed to see who is going to end up being the greatest, the true winners of Legends. Here's Sin. We actually missed Sin, though. They've already finished their game. Where are the worms, though, actually? See if we can find these worms. Can we locate the worms right now? Well, no, we can't, but we can find a pretty exciting game. We actually just might cast this game and just wait for the round to end, and then we can try and locate some of the other teams and click on them. Of course, the UI is a little bit buggy. Sometimes it doesn't actually render what team is actually which, though, which is a little bit... Oh, there we go. There they are. The Lakers. Yeah, the Lakers here, they are the Ultra Worms, because they are playing with Gornet. There's no Esprit today, I believe, so they are going to be playing with Gornet. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this game here in the first round while we wait. On the red team, we have a Scourge of Death playing the pretty standard build here. Spectral Walk instead of Worm, but that is perfectly fine. We have Kafka Wookiee on a Power Herald here. We have Moors Melagross here on the Prot Holo here. A bit of a slightly more old school build here as well. We'll be using the turret. Does not actually have the turret trait though, so he's not really getting any prot out of that, unfortunately. That is, I mean, honestly guys, you hate to see that. I hate to see that. We all hate to see that. But anyway, now we actually have a Druid here for the red team here as well, and finally a Weaver to kind of round things out. Can they actually finish this kill? They really want to go for this. They need a CC on that revival ASAP. They get some good cleave, but it's actually not good enough. Well, that's a really unfortunate res there, particularly seeing as the Thief actually finds his kill onto the Weaver. Shadow Step stomping a Weaver, maybe not the biggest brain idea there. The Weaver, however, also does not go for the big brain play there and actually simply runs into the enemy team, luring the Scourge in there, who also then feeds. That is a bit of a catastrophe right now for the red team. They failed to get a kill and then lost 2 players of their own. That is not what you want to see here. Thief of Red even looking for the decap. Doesn't get it, though. as the Druid is able to respond to this fairly effectively. Tempest chasing away this Revenant here. The Rev, of course, overstayed his welcome there. Was trying to hold that point 1v3 on Herald is not really going to go super well here. The hold is good, though, and actually Impossible Odds really helping this Rev actually get away. However, is it going to be enough? I don't think it is. No, there is the kill. The Immobilize the CC is too much, and that is going to be the end of that. And Blue Team actually looking like they want to make a really big comeback here. They are 20 points behind, but I think they should actually find themselves ahead pretty soon here. This Holosmith is not going to be able to hold this 1v2, not for long anyway. Is this a support? It's just support Ellie. So I think the Holo actually can hold the 1v2 here, and he's going to go for it. This is a really, not really the best play here, but right now, by Knight of Elements. He does have Warhorn, so he has some damage, but never mind, the Mirage actually bunkers through it and gets that kill anyway. Can they CC this res? Oh, no, they can't. Really nice res there by Deathix there. Now this is a pretty good 2v2 for Blue. As long as they don't just feed once again, they should be okay. And they need to get this barrier here. They've got to regroup this, actually. Oh, they do not regroup, unfortunately, and that is going to be the end of that. However, the Breach will be strong here, and the Transfusers might come through again. Is there going to be CC? There actually is, but Transfusion might be enough to get this done, actually. Yeah, the CC there, the explosion from the downside of the Holosmith knocks away that player. And once again, now this 2v2 is really going to go in their way. They actually find the kill on the Tempest. The Mirage having a lot of trouble here as well. That is a huge win. This is a massive win right now for the red team here, because they should be able to find this second kill. The Mirage should leave, but he might not. Like, the Mirage is probably just going to commit to this and really go hard on this, but that is probably a very easy way to actually die. The Tempest is now dead. I think this should be the kill confirmed on the Mirage. It is. The Thief, oh no. The Thief is going to, no, don't do this, Thief. Don't do this. Don't try and 1v2 these gamers. It's not a good idea. Oh no. The Thief is going to go for it. He's going to go for the contest. Should leave, though. No! Just leave! Oh, my God. What? This is a horrible move here. No, 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 no. Don't do this. Stop doing it. Okay, right. The blue team Thief is like, you know what? I have given up. I have joined the red team. I can see who is going to be winning this right now, and it will be the red team. Of course, if the Thief stays here long enough, this will actually result in an outnumbered fight in blue team's favor, as we are going to see the Mirage now come back off respawn. Red team probably won't kite this out, and they might end up dying here, but of course, mid should fall to red pretty soon. I mean, I don't know what's going on here on mid, but red team is failing to kill this 3v2 for a very long time. They're actually nearly losing the 3v2. Are they going to get this kill if they make it work? Here we go. They are going to get that. There it is. They do get the kill here. Finally, the red team get that job done there. Laurie over here is now also going to fall, so they kind of trade nodes here. The Scourge here of the red team is kind of holding firm, jumping around all over the place, trying to survive as best as they can. To not be dead. And they are indeed succeeding in that goal. Success is happening. Red team now ahead, though. Oh, the heal skill nearly happened there for the Scourge. The Scourge not kiting, though. The Shaz at someone's going to come out, which is not really good here, to be honest. This means that the Thief immediately respawns the Scourge. The Thief was thinking about his montage, not thinking about his actual gameplay, which is not where you want to be, guys. Not ideal. You really, really hate to see this, guys. Not ideal indeed. The Thief now contesting into the Hollow. It's very good. But yeah, the red team is really putting in work now. They've got mid. They've got close. The Weaver is actually AFK on this node. I like this. Okay, they're just going to say, you know what? Far doesn't exist. Now, the problem is that both teams are actually kind of engaging in this strategy, so it's essentially turned into a 4v4. The Mirage holding this node here, which is not a very good player because there's no Thief available. There's no Thief available, really, for red, so they can't really decap here. So this Mirage is just saying, you know what? I'm not playing the game. The Tempest dies here on mid. Could the Scourge get this res? I doubt it, actually. There's a lot of damage here. It'll be very difficult to go for it. Transfuse is going to come down there. Let's see. Oh, no, the Weaver, oh, sorry, the Ellie, rather. In fact, mist forms away anyway, so there's no real hope of that revival. Might get a teleport there, but no, there is the Storm. I think red team should have this game in the bag. 2v2 over here, actually, and the Weaver is in a bit of trouble. Dude, this guy's name is, dude, this is tragic. I honestly feel bad about showing this on stream. This guy's name is Lying, which is, I mean, is it, wait, what even is this? Is this like a misspelled version of lightning or lighting? I don't know, guys, but that's what is going on here, and now he's dead. Good 2v2 for blue team, but is it enough? I actually kind of don't think it is. They do lose that 2v2, so well played there by the blue team. The Rev can maybe actually deny this and kind of like stall this out for a good amount of time. See if he's going to go for it. No, I think already used the CC and it was evaded there by the Rev, so there you go. That has now been denied. Of course, mid is still under contention here, but the Scourge for red is here. There's going to be a heavy outnumber in favor of blue here. However, I actually really like this play here. Actually, we actually see the Hollow just leave this fight and draw the Mirage out, pressuring this third node. is going to be very, very annoying, particularly seeing as the Weaver actually denied the cap here, in fact, was able to respawn and get back into this fight. So red team is kind of slowly winning the game right now. Like, they have this node, they're holding on here, the Druid and the Scourge doing some good work here. The Tornado is not able to throw them off the node sufficiently there as well, and this should end up being a red team victory. They do finally get the kill on the Druid, but I think the Scourge can just basically hold off and just die on node and should pretty much auto win the game, particularly seeing as we actually see the kill here being secured onto the Rev by the respawns of the red team, securing that node there, and just these 5 points pretty much put this one to bed in favor of red. There we go, boom, they get that kill, and that is going to be the end of that there. Congratulations, Cole there with the tier 1 as well. Quarantine Crusaders leader, Cole. Nice. And there you have it. There is the end of that game. That's probably one of the slower rounds, actually, and that was a pretty intense game. Oh, interesting, actually. Wait, hang on. Is Sind... Wait, who is Sind playing with, actually? Because we actually have a separate team here. Wait, is this fake Sind? Hang on. This might be fake Syndra, actually, because, of course, there is another... there is actually another blurry. This might not actually be Sind. This might actually be rank 55 here. The Masters of Disaster. This is Misha, of course. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see how that one actually develops. Because that's where content really happens. Yeah, this may well be fake Syndra, not real Syndra. This may be real Syndra into Nicola, which is actually a strong team there, actually. Nicola will be a strong team too. So maybe not quite as strong as the Lakers, of course, but there'll be no slouches. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some other things over here, though. Let's have a look. Quarantine Crusaders versus Brazil. Well, and let's see if that game's... It's going to be on Legacy, so the game has already loaded up for this one. So we'll keep an eye on the other game, but we'll take a look at this one for now. We'll take a look at some of the rosters. They are actually going to go with the triple Scourge. I mean, I just don't see this is going to work, unfortunately. I mean, like, I know that this might look very, very good. And, oh, wow, yeah, Scourge is so OP. But Scourge only does one thing. I guess they can maybe, like, hardcore play 2. But even playing 2, it's not going to work super well here. Because the middle node is huge, right? So it's kind of harder to cover it with loads of Scourge things. And there's not as much kite potential here as well on this map. And that means that the Rev... it's going to be able to, like, really chase them down big time very effectively. So, well, we'll have to see how it works. But I'm not really convinced by the comp here, to be frank, of red team here. Quarantine Crusaders stealthing up here, still going with essentially the same setup here. Belzar going for the Conde Herd. Yeah, this is a good choice to go for the Conde Herd here. I just really go for some big team fight muscle. Tempest there to handle all the conditions, I imagine, will be fire. Yep, Fire Tempest for big cleanses. Of course, big CCs here as well. A bit more of an aggressive option into this, right? Remove all the Condes. Get some damage in here as well. Big CC, also having some good support, and of course the revival here too. So the Scourges will be very, very annoying here for Quarantine, because it's going to take a while to break through here. But the thing is that Scourge does do damage, but it doesn't do that much damage. And I'm very concerned for the red team that they just won't be able to actually survive, because there's just so much DPS here. Like Cole's coming in here, pushing in the fight on the Ranger, and he can do this. They can do a full 5v5, because bear in mind, red team can't really push this third node. They don't have anything that can do that, like, very easily. There's so much more mobility on the blue team here for Quarantine Crusaders. I think it's going to be very, very difficult for them to actually push that third node. Now, Andreas is incredibly pressured here, but he has got Obsidian Flesh and actually pretty much full cooldowns left over. He gets his heal skill, has Mist from, has an Earth Shield coming up very, very soon, so he is completely fine. The Guardian, on the other hand, here for the red team is getting nuked very, very hard. No cooldowns really left over. Belzar's very low too, though, actually. May go down, however, there will be a Transfusion Revival coming through. There it is, there's the Transfusion. This is going to be another bit of a problem here, actually. Like, these Scourges, they're going to have a bit of a tough time actually confirming kills. They do have some good cleave, but again, there's a lot of res power here for the blue team too, and the Scourges are definitely doing their work here, but now actually it's going to be an outnumbered fight in favor of the Quarantine Crusaders, because the Ranger here of Zerid kind of forced to kind of go back to this node to respond to this, and of course this will now lead to Zerid being a little bit late to this fight. This is a bit of an opportunity right now here for the Quarantine Crusaders to actually find a kill, and then maybe even just force a decap. I mean, they can honestly win the game off that, as long as they just don't die in these fights, right? What can happen is they can just fall. Yeah, see, Zerid can't. Yeah, and this is the problem here. This is why this isn't going to work, guys. Zerid can't. He can't enter this fight, right? Really, if he enters this fight and the guard's already dead, then the thief will immediately decap him, and they'll lose the game like that. Because bear in mind, guys, blue team, they aren't going to lose, right? Blue team won't lose this fight as such. They'll just stall it out forever. That's the worst case scenario for them. And then as soon as Zerid leaves this, he'll get decapped by the thief. So there's not, I don't know, I just don't think this is going to work. I know it seems kind of cheesy and seems kind of silly, but it just doesn't work. Like, maybe you could do it with 2 Scourges and have, like, a Thief in there as well. But the thing is, without the Thief, they're just doomed to get thieved, right? And that's the real big issue here. I think they need a Thief. They got to drop one of these Necros and get a Thief in here, because they're just going to lose otherwise. Because otherwise, Sari is going to use the W key, walk to this node, decap it, and then win the game. Now, I actually do like the strategy here from Red. I think this is actually really good. What they're going to try and do is they're going to try and have the Rangers fight on mid and then push the team fight to one of the smaller nodes. This is an intelligent decision. However, what isn't good is that they've already lost one of their Scourges. So now they're going to be fighting on enemy node in a fight that they can't win. And that is not so good. And this also, of course, now frees up Sari. She's not even going to plus this because she knows that Curl can hold the 1v1. It's their node. And she's going to immediately go for a decap and maybe even a full cap here. This is terrible because this kind of forces the Scourge to respond. Oh, no, it forces... Okay, it's going to be Zero responding to this here. He's going to move over there. But yeah, like, this is just horrible. They actually did get a revive here. I believe there was a kill, but it got revived. But again, now Zero is locked here. One Scourge is going to go mid. I think Sari is going to be able to handle that fairly effectively, though. I think she should get there in time to contest it. Then they can just get Curl back into this here as well. Although, keeping this Scourge out is amazing here for the blue team. Like, one less Scourge to deal with just makes these fights so much easier. Of course, now we're going to see Cole come back here. Sari will then push into this fight. Of course, Cole may end up in a 1v2 potentially at some point here. But again, like, what's the win condition right now? Like, Andreas rather. Yeah, I'm confused at this point. Andreas is getting pressured a little bit, but again, there's no follow-up, right? Like, this is the thing about Scourge. Scourge is very slow, right? They can't actually... they can't chase this down, right? There's not much that can be done. Like, they can't actually confirm kills. And there we go. The Guardian is going to fall there. Bazil is down there. Halo has fallen, guys. Andreas cleaving this out here as well. There could be another transfusion or something weird like that, maybe. The wells are going down. The counter pressure is good, but it's not good enough, and that is going to be a confirmed kill. Realistically, this is pretty much going to be as far as the game goes. I don't really see this going anywhere other than this. This is pretty much a microcosm of the whole game. It's going to be Zerid kind of forced not to rotate because of the Thief. It's going to be Curl just kind of standing guard here, pushing into the fight when necessary. Sari decapping, and then the team fight being held. Very good choice here by Belzar. I really like the Condi Herald here. From Belzar. It just gives him so much muscle. They have so much pressure onto the Core Guardian. And honestly, any target they go for here. A bit more muscle, a bit tankier to actually just hold on here. It will be the... You got to be careful using... you know what's really funny, guys? Okay, Belzar nearly fucking griefed himself there. I believe if you use Axe 4 into a wall, it will actually push you into the wall sometimes. Same thing with Sword 3 on Rev. So you can actually... He nearly got stuck in the wall there. That would have been extremely funny if that had happened, but it would also have been extremely sad. But you know what, guys? There are no bugs in Guild Wars 2. Feels good, man. But yeah, I think we'll go take a look at another game. This is almost certainly going to go towards Quarantine Crusader. I don't see a win condition, to be honest, for Red. I just don't see how they can win this. They've got to get a Thief in there, otherwise they're just going to lose. All right, what have we got here then? What have we got here? Ooh, let's have a check. We're gonna have a look at let's see if we can see Sin. I actually don't know who Sin's playing with. So we'll check out Sin right now. Okay, so here we are, guys. It is the Master of Disaster has been located. Misha, Support Guardian. Frey, actually. The Lakers Turncoat. What is this? Lakers Turncoat. Abandoning the Worms. Joining 55. Draw here on the side on it. Of course, multiclasser as well. Zan. I just thought Boyce was going to play here, but here we have Zan here on nades as usual. And finally, Sin here on the Thief. He's back in business. Back for the Tournament of Legends, guys. We'll keep an eye on this team. We won't watch this one for now, though, really. That's not going to be a super relevant game. It's going to be extremely favored here in the direction of course, rank 55. Now, it is actually a strong team here, by the way, guys. It's Nicola, Binster, Demolish, Zenvo, and Cranel. So there are actually some very strong... There's actually a very strong team on both sides here. So let me keep an eye on these guys. Could definitely be a top 8 team for sure. But yeah, 55, they're on another level for sure. They're going to be crushing this game very convincingly. So who are the Worms playing with in that case? I want to see Lakers here. What is the full roster here right now for Lakers? Let's go ahead and leap in there right now. Let's check it out. It is going to be Goku, Draza, Gornet. Okay. It's, well, look, I think we all know his real name, guys, okay? Some may know him as Fly, but we all know him as the Rotator. Goku, Draza, Gornet, the Rotator, and Az's 7 shots you. are there. That is a beast mode team, guys. That is a deadly, deadly team indeed. That will be certainly something to face off against even the strongest of the strong later on in the tournament. Yeah, it's good to see a bit of a mix-up here, though, actually. Some differences there. Frey joining a different team there, too. We have a very intense match happening over here. It is going to be... One of my favorite players in the entire game, guys. The original Minion Mancer. This man ran full Minion Mancer Necromancer while drunk, while finish, while in ranked at 3 a.m., guys. Frozen Men is here. On support Guardian, sword, shield, staff, as usual there. The usual suspect, the usual setup here for the core support Guardian. Spocker on Duelist Ranger. Ambra on the Lightning Rod. Fun build there. Phantom V, aka Packwax on Mirage. It's the normal interrupt setup from Mirage. Finally, Garkos. Garkos Gaming, dude, okay? Garkos is in play. Godkos. He used to be a Thief player. Now he is a Scourge main. And actually, wow, they are really popping off. We got to keep an eye on this team, guys, because this is a very strong team they're up against. Now, it is, of course, a pretty good map for a comp like the red team here. Very team fight-oriented. They have got the Scourge. They've got the support Guardian. So certainly map favorability does go to red team here. It's certainly worth noting that. But I will say... I mean, I've got to say that they're still very, very strong players. These are monthly AT winners, legend-level players, and Red Team is absolutely bringing the pain around. I mean, they're just going to bunker this one node, right? Yeah, they're going to go... Yeah, and actually, this is actually a very smart play here by Brain. This is actually a very good play here by Brain Backup. They know that he's realized that Red Team can just bunker this one node down here. They've got to try and do something here because they know the only way they can win, or rather, the only way that Blue Team wins here is by Lord. So he's going to go for a Lord push. Now, if Red Team are forced to respond to this and actually go for the Lord here and set this, then they could potentially give up this one and get decated. But no, they're actually too smart for this. I really like this. If Frozen Men is going to rotate, no one else is, though. This means that there's not going to be enough damage here, and the game is just going to end. Torben actually died on mid as well. That pretty much is going to signal the end of the game. I don't think the Lord can die in time. There is a Lich Storm, but actually the guards put up a swirling, shutting down the Lich. They're defeated by NPCs big time. Now the Ranger responds here as well there from Spocker. Honestly, a little bit overkill, but actually not, in fact, as we do see Fallon and Faileth arriving, but it's simply way too late. There's no way they can get this, and in fact, it will be Frozen Men. Okay, Frozen Men will take down the hideous hero team there, and that's going to be the end of that, guys. There it is. Congratulations to that team. A powerful one there indeed. Let's continue to examine some other games and maybe look at some other rosters. I believe there is another team we have to watch out for. I believe Blam is actually playing here, guys. Blamthrax is in play with a quite powerful team too that we need to go and take a look at there as well, I believe. Let's see if it's still going. The game might not be going anymore because a lot of these games, obviously early on, are going to be fairly quick, right? They're going to be 500 O's, a lot of them. There will be some close ones, but not really going to see anything too crazy until later on. The Serial, yeah, this was them. The Serial Killers, they played against the Geese, and it was a 503-32 game. And yeah, Quarantine says they just won the game. Nothing too crazy to them. I think we'll probably... Oh my god, really close game there. Zephyrs and Apocalypse. I presume Apocalypse actually won there. 490-482. Pretty insane game so far. Let's look into this one here as well, guys. Yeah, Serial Killers. Yeah, he's the Serial Killers, guys. Yes. Are there any serial killers in the chat, guys? Ooh, this is an interesting team here as well. Actually, we have Inquisitor. This guy, he plays Greatsword Reaper, and he doesn't care, man. He's going to do it no matter what. Soul Reaping, Blood Magic, and Reaper with the Greatsword. Then, of course, the Axe Focus with the Well of Darkness, double ports, and then the Lich, as you might click Severus here. Now, this guy also runs a pretty interesting build. Like, I'm not really sure why he does this, but honestly, I like it. This man plays Big Shade, okay? Big Shade on Necro. Not Demonic Law or Feed for Corruption. He goes for the Big Shade. You know what, man? He makes it work. He does make it work. Very good with his transfuses. Great with his res power here as well. They're actually finishing off this kill onto Critic, the Guardian here as well. Simpin ain't pimpin' here from Mango. They will not be able to actually save this kill here. But the thing is, I'm not sure they can really save this game either. Like, dying at this stage here for the blue team is going to be a bit of a disaster right now. Red team just trying to solidify their hold on this second node now. They actually do lose the mine here as Bungaroda was able to secure a very, very big kill. This could be a 2-cap now for the blue team. Is the Ranger going to make it in time, actually? This is a very, very important thing. Can the Ranger get here in time? He actually can't, I don't think. No, wow, that is a big cap, actually. If this Renegade can just hold on, and wow, they actually get the res. Oh, no. Is this actually a cataclysmic throw here by the red team? I don't know. Does the oh, and the Ranger notices. Wait, does he notice? Oh, he does, but he dies. Okay, well, it was good map awareness there by Osno, but sadly, bad being alive, right? And those two things, you've got to have both those things, guys. They're going to go for the res. They actually might get it here. Yeah, the signet should be good. The trouble is, though, is that the Necromancer actually already pretty much has the cap. So the Druid is now going to respond. Not sure he makes it in time here, though, actually. Gets the CC. Will, of course, be decap Druid here. So I think the Reaper will eventually lose node here. But Red do have this, and then we'll get a few more vital points. And in fact, the Druid's got to be careful here. There's a lot of damage coming out from this Reaper, right? Shroud is fully enabled. There's no block either. Like, if this Druid dies, it's game over. It's completely GG. So the Druid can't die here. He has to decut this and then also not end up feeding at the same time. Meanwhile, nades going into range. This is a very, very tense game, though, actually. Like, whoever wins this node, the waterfall is definitely relevant here. Like, if they can just hold on here, this 3 needs to just be stabilized here by blue and they do get the decut. They're actually now in a winning position. They're actually officially winning the game now. The thing is, the Druid is eventually Beam Warrior. Very nice big roleplay here, guys. Beam Warrior always finds its target, guys, if you guys know what I'm saying there. But anyway, this is now going to force the node for Oslo. This is actually a huge moment. And the nades killed the Ranger. Oh, no. Simpin ain't pimpin'. Okay. Shows that he is certainly not someone who engages in such practices and secures that kill, even then comes mid to clean it up. And I think blue team might just get away with something pretty miraculous here. Stomp is happening. There's no elixir, but there's no interrupt. Oh my god, a naked stomp from a nade holo. Are you kidding me? Okay, dude. Dude, actual Chad gamer here. This guy doesn't give a fuck. He just stomps you out. This man doesn't cleave. He wins 1v1s into Ranger. He doesn't care. Actual hard carry right now from the nade holo. Insane hard carry getting that kill. Blue team might get the cap here, but that is not enough. There's no way. Honestly, I mean, blue can just give the node at this point. They've got to decap both of these nodes very, very soon. The guard not even going to bother with Min. Yeah, he recognizes this. He's actually just going to bunker down close there. The Rev just stalling for as long as he can. I like this. Just die on point here at this point and just end the game. As long as they don't lose both of these nodes, they are pretty much good to go. 4-8-1 points right now. And honestly, this holo just needs to just die on point. It's another die on point situation. Just make sure he dies in the minecart or something like that, and it's going to be game over. Guardian is over here as well. Inquisitor coming in for the lich, but that is not going to be good enough. And that is going to be blue team with a pretty hefty comeback there, actually. Big comeback there, right towards the end there. Like, red team just stalled and end up going down there. Wow. What a game. 4-7-2 to 5-0-1. Unbelievable. Very big comeback. Big comeback indeed. I think we're going to be looking here at the serial killers versus the master of disaster, aka Misha. Let's get in there right now. What will be the map? Where is the game? There it is. There is the game. Oh, Temple of the Silent Storm, guys. Okay, Temple of the Silent Storm. What a match. What a map here for this incredible game. And we actually have a very strong team here, guys. The serial killers. We have definitely Rip Mesmer here. Okay, the number 1 Mesmer, rank 1, 2, and 3. All over the place. He's on the leaderboard, guys. And now he's in this AT. Stern, support Guardian. He's played on a variety of teams. Currently playing the Catgirl Guardian. Vabrian here. Old school PvP gamer. Has won many monthlies back in the day with Flandre and Sakiki. Chunsu as well, of course. Prototype, French, rank 1. Stole rank 1 from Rip. Now joined together. Finally, Blamthrax here. Burn Weaver. Weaver Man. Here he is back in the game. Raider game. Going up against a very strong team here. Who will come out on top here? It's going to be the Master of Disaster, Misha. Frey on the Scourge. Dra. Once again here on Holosmith. Zan. Another Holosmith on the nades. And finally, Sin, of course, on Thief. Now, that is the really big thing here to note here, is that you're essentially going to see Rip be the Thief, right? Like, so instead of going with Mirage and Thief, it looks like they're just going to say, yeah, we're going to have one rotator. And almost like kind of have it split up in the roles here a little bit. You have Rip and Brian kind of going to be rotating a lot here, like on the Herald, a little bit like a Thief. Again, Mirage, a little bit like a Thief. And they're going to go on to Zan here immediately. But we'll have to see. This is a very, very big map, and that is where Thief can really come into its own. And, of course, the Mirage is very, very squishy. A lot of these fights might just last too long, and nades is going to be amazing here. Like, nades are going to destroy this Mirage. The Mirage is not going to have many tools to actually deal with the level of pressure that Zan's going to be putting out there, too, from the second horseman there. So it's not going to be easy at all. However, they are definitely going for it. I think, you know, Blue Team, they recognize this, right? They know they've got to get rid of Zan. Like, Zan is going to be the big damage in these team fights. He's going to be the one who's going to be constantly putting out pressure there onto Stern, onto Rip, and they're doing a very good job of shutting him down right now. This is, you know, nades, it does have a certain level of fragility right now. Rip really closing in for the kill here too. Zan, very low. He's got nothing left, actually, in terms of cooldowns. He's got to try and get out of here. And now he does manage to actually escape, but ends up dying there. He stops moving, but oh, the Signet actually does land there from Misha too. Just couldn't quite get the knock in time, and Zan is back on his feet immediately. The Scourge trying to peel him out there as best they possibly can. This is a very, very close game though so far. I'm actually curious what Prototype's running, because Prototype, this is a player who is a little bit of an experimenter. He is not afraid to actually play some different stuff. He is certainly French in the sense that he is a scientist, guys. It is the French players in Guild Wars 2. They are the innovators. And yeah, we actually do see he is playing something that you don't necessarily always see on Scourge. He's playing aggressive. He's playing with the curses. No blood magic here. Of course, this does mean he can't revive quite as well. No transfusion or bloodwell to get Stern back up. But he does have a lot of damage brought to the table with curses there, with Terror and, of course, Lesser Enfeeble and Insidious Disruption there. So a lot of DPS out here with the Karen Amulet and Ruin the Traveler. But, of course, the support that's going to be brought by Frey is not to be underestimated here with Blood Magic, Soul Reaping, and Scourge. He is quite the monster in terms of keeping his team alive. And in the end, it was Zan who managed to hold on, and Brian ended up falling there in addition to Stern. Stern is now, of course, back in the mix. But that's not a good start here, really. That is not a good start, like, for the Blue Team, because they need to be winning these fights, right? Like, you know, if they aren't winning the fights, they've got to find some kind of rotational advantage here in these games, which is not going to be easy. You know, they actually are up against teams, players that are not only very, very experienced in PvP, like true old-school legends of PvP, it also means that they're going to have to actually out-rotate Thief, which is going to be very, very difficult to actually do, simply because the massive mobility that Syndra will be able to bring to the table here will be very, very annoying, in fact, for the Blue Team to actually handle it. Of course, they do have movement of their own there. Rip is an extremely skilled Mesmer player, and he'd be confident into pretty much any player, I imagine, on his Mirage. In fact, he's even going to try and 1v1 the Prot Hollow. Don't think that's really going to work out, though. He is going to leave. Does get the neutralization, though, so the team is certainly really hanging in there, right? They're actually only 40 points behind right now, and when more objectives come in, that might be where they can certainly abuse the immobility here a little bit more. But then again, both teams are essentially running the same thing here, with like the Scourge and the Core Guards. They don't really have a lot of differences here in between these things. They are pretty mobile on both sides. Of course, Zan's going to be pretty mobile on Hollow, Sind here on Thief, and then, of course, finally, you know, Dra will be able to move out here a little bit and kind of count some things. So Blue Team with a slight edge in terms of speed, potentially here with the, of course, the Herald here being very fast, the Mirage being pretty fast there too. But then on the other hand, Blam, not really the speediest thing in the universe. Like, Weaver is not super fast, and there's no Lightning Flash here as well. Blam is going with the triple stance, or even quadruple stance there with Weave Self, so doesn't have Lightning Flash or anything like that, so he's not super mobile here on the Weaver, more of like a slow wave, a tidal wave moving about place. Oh, going for the stomp there as well. We'll have a bit of stability. Oh, can't get it there, unfortunately, and the res comes through. Couldn't get it. They are going to get the kill again. Is there a Signet? There actually is no Signet available. So if they can clear this out, they actually will have a nice win here. That could be a really big win. They do now take out Frey. That should be a 2-cap in favor of Blue Team very, very shortly. For Brian, making sure there's not going to be any decap, expecting Sin to leave this fight, which is certainly you know, a good calculation. It actually ends up not happening, though. Red Team going to keep pushing this fight. They feel confident to do it. And, oh, this is very, very ballsy here from 55. Like, Zan is almost certainly going to die here. Zan falls there as well. No Signet still, guys. Okay, bear in mind it was burned just a few moments ago. This is going to be a full... This actually might end up being a bit of a cleanup right now, actually, in favor of the serial killers. Dra in a huge amount of trouble. Frey now does respawn. So Dryer's going to be able to hold on here, and they actually don't give the cap on mid just yet. That is really annoying, I've got to say. They are going to have to give it now. I think Frey tries to go. He actually does make it. Misha still bringing the support line on point. That gives a lot of room for Frey to duke it out here as well. Of course, full cooldowns will be available there. Everything gets dropped there by Frey, and they actually hold it. They're holding it really strong, but I don't think they can do it for much longer. They need Zan back here right now. Zan will now be returning very... Oh, this is such a disgusting hold, though, actually. Oh, my God. This is so horrible right now for Blue Team, actually. It was like 2 ticks away. Cinder's going to come in here as well. Oh, that is... Man, I've got to say... That was really nicely done there. That was a really good hold from Frey and Misha. Now, Misha is going to die here, and the Elixir S Res is in play there. Sind and Frey are going to get that there with Transfusion and Elixir S. That is such a disgusting... This is something that if you watch Zan, Zan does this a lot. Zan is very good at doing this. He will always go for an instant Elixir S Res and basically carries his team pretty hard. Now, Sind did get caught in the crossfire, but oh wait, Signet is back, guys. Signet is already back, and they get that player back up again. And even though they don't exactly win the team fight mid, they don't lose it either. And that means that map control is still in their favor. However, Rip did actually disengage that and is going to go for a full cap here, which is not going to be answered, actually. However, Syndra is going to go for a plus hit onto Blam, which will, of course, result in Dra controlling this area of the map over here. And there it is. However, the team fight has started to collapse now, once again in favor of the red team. 55 looking very, very strong here indeed. The cleave is good. Of course, the Signet was burned to get Brian back on his feet. Of course, if this fight does go in the direction here of 55, that will be a bit of a disaster. Now, of course, things are about to get incredibly funky as both buffs are up. Of course, Rip going for the top of there. Can't get it, though. Gets intercepted by Syndra. They could honestly just duel here forever. Sin might just give it, actually, and go for the decap. Although this is actually pretty... Yeah, this is a good spot here, actually, right now for Rip. Because Rip knows that he really wants a decap this try. But if he goes for the decap, they're going to get the buff and just get that objective off the map. And that's exactly what they're going to do. However, they do get cleaned up hard on mid. Stern and Brian go down there to Frey and Zan. I actually want to point out a rotation here, guys. This was a very intelligent rotation here. Can you see what happened here, guys? They actually rotated the support guard down here to match the Scourge. This meant that there was no Scourge in this fight. It was support guard hollow into Scourge hollow, into Scourge hollow, which is way better, right? Actually, like they 55 by doing that rotation, which seems weird, right? Moving the support guard to match the Scourge. It was actually a very intelligent decision there by 55 because it meant that they made themselves an incredibly good 2v2 here. Because it turns out actually that having a support guard in a 2v2 into a Scourge honestly sucks. It's not good, but yeah, very nicely played. That was actually such a big rotation there that might have just like kind of won them the game off the bat of that. Handling that down buff very, very nicely actually there indeed. Denying that, of course. And now the thing is, Prototype is locked here. This is horrible, right? Like, this is not good. Of course, having the Guardian locked out is also not ideal here for rank 55. But without the Scourge, there's just so much solidity in the team fight that's been lost here. Zan gets stomped out there. Dra and Sin couldn't actually get him up there with Frey. But the thing is that, again, these fights are just going to take too long. They aren't going to be able to break through this, really, in time. You know, like, Frey is still planted here on mid. We might see Rip go for a decap, but Dra is already in position to actually counter that fairly effectively. Zan is now back once again, and you can see that these kills just don't happen fast enough. Like, Blue Team, even though they are really actually playing this out well, they're holding as well as they possibly can here. This is just such a big problem right now. They just can't end these fights quick enough. Like, the Scourge is just slowing it down. And this is something that the red team is doing a really good job of here, rather 55, is that they're just not all dying at the same time, right? Yeah, they're dying, and honestly, if anything, like, Blue Team might even have a few more kills. Actually, no, it looks like 55 actually do have a few more kills, but you can see that there are kills happening on both sides here. But the trouble is, it's just not happening fast enough. Yeah, because now Frey is going to die, but now Sind is going to be trolling here. We actually have Zan grab the temple back here as well. Dra holding into Blam here, 1v1 forever and ever and ever. Bottom buff not happening here. And again, Prototype is just locked. He can't do anything. Like, he can't really kill the Guardian. He's getting line of sight around this corridor here forever and ever and ever. He just doesn't have the ability to kill this Guardian. And of course, Blue Team can't really afford to plus it. I almost thought they kind of have to. Maybe go for a bit of a Hail Mary and just try and get bottom buff. Because I just don't see them winning this game. Otherwise, it's just going to be too much. Rip coming in to try and get rid of Dra, but Dra holds off until we actually see Syndra able to arrive here. And, of course, that's going to paint a target on the back of Rip's head. The Mirage, a bit of the natural predator, prey, rather, of the Thief. And Rip getting incredibly low. Can he hold on? He actually gets an evade, but no, he is going to fall. Blam going to go for the res. Might be able to get that, but no, the CC is going to be too much. For Brian arrives there. Maybe they could recover this and take this 2v3. But actually, the CC is good. In fact, Blam and Brian have got to be careful here, too. Should be the res, though, actually. Is it going to happen there? The cleave is good there. And actually, Dra is going to go down. They do recover this. They do find this victory, but the trouble is they actually end up getting that top buff. And this single node is pretty much going to result in victory. Stern was 1v2 here as well. The rotation from Blue to push into Dra is not going to really pay off here as they trade a node for a node. Frey's going to get this cap here as well on the middle point. Rip desperately trying to make it over to get the decap, but Zan is hot on his tail. I think he does actually make it here as well. Oh, nice magic bullet there. Not dodged by Zan. And that is going to be a decap, but it's not going to be quite good enough here. As, of course, middle will be lodged by Frey. Prototype kind of knows it's over here. Misha, the same thing. That's going to be the GG here, more or less. Of course, Blue are still going to try and push for this decap here. If they can potentially win from this position, but with the Prot Hollow and the Scourge, I very much don't think that's possible. Particularly as we actually do see Rip valiantly holding off here, but got naded and stabbed to death by Syndra and Zan. And that's going to be the end of that, guys. There it is. It is game over there. 55, but a very strong performance for the serial killers here. Probably not on a map they wanted to see, right? That's not really the map that I think the serial killers want. It's a very hard map to play. You need to have very good synergies, very strong rotations there. Otherwise, it simply is not going to work. So definitely keep an eye on this team. On another map, I think that could even potentially be a different game as well. But so far, nothing looking pretty too crazy elsewhere. All these other games going pretty normally. That Spocker team, definitely watch out for that, guys. Okay, Frozen Men coming out in force, looking to get some big wins. Big wins there from Frozen Men, that's for sure. But let's go ahead and see it. Are there any other... Well, I mean, actually, this one might be an interesting game. This might be Morgana, right? Sudoku there with the Prime. I appreciate it. Here we go. So we have an interesting team here. Oh, actually, we have Apsalar, Zeolith, Equa, okay, Mamayas, and then finally, Thrakthnar. Dude, some big RP. I like these RP names, man, okay? I do like to see some RP names here, indeed. From the red team, indeed. We'd love to see that, indeed. But actually, this is a pretty good team here. This is actually going to be Raijin, Mr. Dindot here. We also have Riken, Tenebrae, and, of course, Morgana here as well. Not Melon. Don't really know what that name means, but it is something, guys, okay? It is indeed something. So this is a pretty strong team. They're about to win this game. We'll see them moving on. Is this a team to challenge the big teams? Maybe not. I think it's got good players on it. But the thing is, if you want to win Tournament of Legends, you've got to have you got to have good players. But you've also got to have that synergy. You've got to have that built-up team. Gar has expanded to PvP. I like that. I do like that indeed. I love it. Where's French Worms? It's actually Ultra Worms. It's going to be 3 worms, 2 nums. It's going to be a flying gauntlet of Join the Worms for the Tournament of Legends this time around. We'll be checking that out very, very shortly, I'm sure. That's already the 3rd Swiss round completed, I believe, there, guys. So we're really burning through this tournament with some epic speed. Let's see who will end up being the ultimate victor of the entire tournament. Of course, that round is... I think that round is probably over. We're probably going to see it reshuffle very, very shortly. The RevBot game. Okay, we can look at the RevBot game. I'm going in. Oh, it's a pretty close one. But it actually isn't that close because the blue team is dead. That is probably GG. I have cursed them by joining the game. As all of blue, they are now dead. Sylvari Rev here 1v1 into a Dragon Hunter is holding that node quite well. But the problem is right now is that it's 2 cap here. I mean, if I'm red team, I literally just AFK on these 2 nodes. There is no real way to lose. From this point, if they don't even have to push the rest of the map. They are going to go for it, and they actually do find the kill there on Sylvari. So they are going to get even better than this. They're going to get the decap here. They can plant their Prot Hollow, which is not even a Prot Hollow, it is an Elixir Hollow. They're going to go sit over here and make sure that nothing bad happens. The Thief going for the Resonance Cell, but no way is that going to happen with the Dragon Hunter. Although, no, mind, actually it is, because there is, of course, a support guard in there from Malgus getting that revival. But still, it's not really going to be good enough here, as the top buff is actually going to end up falling here to the red team. That is not going to work. You've got to kill that guy first. Stealth is going to happen. Oh, actually gets feared in stealth. Here comes the Stomp. And there we go. Boom. This should now be a top buff secured for the red team. Thief able to match. They actually did get decapped over here. The warrior here, the base, Spellbreaker rather, did actually get neutralized here by the horseman, but it doesn't really matter. as the Thieves are simply battling themselves over here, no problem. The Dragon Hunter comes in. They actually do get decapped, okay? And this is why, guys, don't do what Red Team did, right? They literally won the game. They had a free win, but they actually threw. They are still going to win because they managed to kill best teammate here, but massive throw here by Red. They just should have just AFK'd on close and far. They pushed mid, lost mid, and therefore actually potentially threw the game. They still aren't, I don't think, unless the Necro can do some kind of miracle here and make it over. I don't think that's going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. But yeah, almost a throw there by Red, but not quite, guys, okay? Not quite. There you go. Simple as that. Congratulations there to the Red Team. Well played by them. They will continue their winningness. Boom. Wait, give me a game. Thank you. Ah, good map, guys, okay? Very, very good map. I'm ready for this stuff here, guys. Get ready for this content. Okay, here we go. Goku, Draza, Gauntlet, Fly, and Azaz. They face the Quarantined Crusaders. They show Feifei. Wait, what the hell is this? Mr. Streamer, I have arrived. Isn't there any other game? Wait, what do you mean? Look. What are you guys talking about, okay? We all know how it ends. What are you guys talking about? Enjoy this game. This is going to be a big game, big content, big everything. Here we go. Carl Summers here, Base Ranger, Duelist, Why Even Think, Sari, Thief, Belzadar, Renegade Overlord, the God of Depression, Andreas, support guy, then Feifei on Scourge. They're going to face a powerful team here. Similar strategy here, similar comp. You can see it's Goku, support guard, matching into Andreas. Draza going to be Thief here, maybe? No, in fact, no, of course not. Fly is here, so it's going to be Draza on the Holosmith, probably on the Prot Holosmith, I would imagine. Gauntlet on Scourge, directly into Feifei. The Rotator into Sari, Thief. Finally, to match Belzadar, it is Azaz. Azaz 7 shots you. Goku signets you. Okay, Gauntlet shades you. Fly rotates you. And Draza 1v1s you. Okay, and takes through your gold in gold jewels, apparently. But anyway, let's get into this here. It's going to be Draza pushing far here. Azaz going to be locking down this node here. You know, there's one thing that I'm very curious, we'll see this later on, actually. This could be like almost like a hidden tech here that we see. I've heard some big talk about people playing Core Rev instead of basically playing Renegade, people playing Core Rev. We'll have to see if anyone goes for that later on. It basically plays a bit more like Herald. It's kind of like the hybrid there of Herald and Renegade. But actually, we already have a kill here. Sari finds Fly. Signet there from Goku does get Fly back up immediately. That's not a good start right now for the Lakers. Of course, they did actually go for the push, whereas their opponents did not. This does mean that they secure their node very quickly before pushing over to another one. However, Sari already looking for the decap here, actually, onto the Bazaar. Will not be matched as of right now by Fly. Fly now, I believe, has noticed. Yeah, he's going to go for it now. Of course, the decap, I think, might come through. Maybe he can make the port. It's going to be very close. No, does not quite make it. So, Sari will actually kind of just trade this and then leave. 20 points favored towards Lakers. Lakers now also getting the farther that, of course, Sari did leave. So there was not enough pressure there to actually prevent the Scourge Guardian from getting the job done here. Meanwhile, Azaz will be driven away from mid here a little bit as Feifei, Andreas, and Belzadar are now here in play. But Goku, he is already here. Goku already in play to stabilize his encounter. And Azaz will be able to hold quite nicely. Draza secures this node. And in fact, Curl is going to fall there. Yeah, this is looking very clean, actually. Very clean for the Lakers so far. They're even going to go for the perfect game, and they're going to try and hold mid. However, they are going to have Azaz go down. That's going to be hard to res here too, actually. Let's see if they can go for it. They maybe go for it. No, they can't. Azaz does end up falling there, so 5 points guaranteed for the red team. Looks like mid might get capped as well. Yes, it is. So yeah, they couldn't quite hold off long enough there. And the kill has now been secured. That's a good moment there for Quarantine Crusaders. The problem is that how do they actually leave mid, right? How do they actually push out onto the map? You can see where everyone's centralized here. Like, everyone is completely centralized here on mid. Sari's looking for it, but I think Fly will notice that very, very soon. I will also be pursuing there. Yeah, Belzar's moving there too, and will get stabbed there a little bit. Fly actually maybe does not see Sari get the decap there, but Azaz already is there on the node, forcing the Thief to rotate away. Now, Draza does actually have to leave his post here on the fight. He's got to get into this fight because essentially the Quarantine Crusaders are having a 5v4 in their favor right now. So he's got to prevent that and get into the fight. And the trouble is here is the bell, I think. Like, this is not really going to be a map that I think the Quarantine Crusaders want to see. Like, the team fight here is just going to be so strong. Like, the Worms are known for their team fighting. And honestly, Ultranum is as well. And you actually have Ultra Worms here. So you actually have Ultranum, a great team fight team. And you also have a very strong team there with the Worms. So you just combine those two things together, and you have an amazing team fight. It's going to be very hard to contest into. Sorry, just get decap here, but that does leave her team a bit outnumbered here. Feifei 1v2 into the Rotator and Draza here as well. Of course, there needs to be a response here. Like, both teams do need to actually respond to the Bell. And the Lakers not really getting the best connection out of that next set of rotations there. They didn't really get a kill there, which they were looking for maybe on the Scourge. Eliminating the Scourge before the Bell will be devastating, obviously. And in fact, they actually are a little bit slow to the Bell. Nearly half captured there for the red team. Quarantine Crusaders doing a good job of having that map awareness. But the problem is, how are they going to win this team fight, right? Like, Cole's pet, it's going to be dead instantly. It won't survive very long. In fact, I think what we need to see here is probably the Crusaders actually troll the Bell, maybe. Just try and hold it outnumbered for a very long period of time. Then simply try and play the map. That might be the way to go here for the Crusaders, but it's going to be extremely difficult to pull that off, especially when you have such competent rotational players available for both teams here, of course. A Thief of Fly is going to be hard to get anything past here. Looks like the team fight is now going to start erupting over here, like the usual Scourge support combos here, but Bells are already getting nuked, and yeah, the Thief and Azza's just going for the throat there, getting that kill. The good revive that has come through that Andreas and Feifei on point with their F keys. They know exactly what they got to do here, but once again, Bells are just under pressure. Does it successfully get his heal skill? That's going to be a really big win, actually, for Bellstar. Holds on marvelously so far, and is in a bit of an exposed position here. He can't really kite right now. He's going to have to eat a lot of damage. He needs to get back up top there so he can get some terrain to hold on, but he's having a really tough time doing it, actually. Like, the pressure is extremely high. Looks like he is going to stabilize, though, and in fact, the Bell fight might actually kind of go nowhere. Is there going to be a decap on mid? There actually is not. Azaz just barely arrives in the nick of time there, generating a 2-cap now for the team as Draza grabs the dock. Team fight here on the Bell was going on forever. Scourge Gaming. Wait, what's up with my camera? What the hell? Come back. Well, that's not good, is it? Hang on, team. I've actually well, I have to say, I haven't seen that happen before.
Just like
oh no.
Blue team takes a capture point.
It's fucked. My camera is ruined, but that's okay. The game is not. Goku is down, say here. Are they going to get that res? Ooh, stomp. Oh, yeah, good CC there from the guy in there, guys. Big knockback there, denying that revival. Goku is going to just try and stall this out, though. I think they still want this res. But I think they... Oh, dude. They actually might get it, yeah. Stab Road is down. That's going to be big. The cleave is good, though, actually. But now... Oh. That is not what you want to see. That is really not what you want to see, guys. I hate to say it. But very sadly indeed, Goku gets a revive there, and this is looking pretty brutal. The team fight just continues on and on and on. And sadly, it just doesn't appear that the blue team is going to be giving up this map. They're not going to be giving up the Bell. Okay, they're not going to be giving up anything right now. And we already see there is going to be a plus from Sari, try and get rid of Draza, and that might lead to a neutrality, but the problem is that the Rotator is already returning the favor, getting that point gain completely shut down. Of course, Goku is now a little bit outnumbered here. It's going to be Gornet and Goku really just kind of completely locked down over here. Not much going on here, at least for the time being here. Like, they are just taking a lot of pressure, but they're able to survive the outnumbered. In fact, they're going to push back into it pretty soon. They just don't want to give the Bell here. Like, they're not really worrying about it. And honestly, this doesn't really surprise you. And this is why it's so hard to play against the Worms. Like, because the Worms, you know, a lot of people think that their main strength is that they just play like a really brutal team fight combo. Honestly, their main strength is actually rotation. Like, the Worms are extremely good at rotating. Like, they handle 3 nodes better than almost any other team. Okay, they really do. The Worms are very good at surviving outnumbered. They never die. Well, they do sometimes, but they rarely die. They're holding on really well here, and they know where to be at the right time in the right place. And that's what you see here, right? Like, you know, both these teams are very strong. The players on either side are very, very good at the game. But the problem is that they are now slowly just getting outmaneuvered. And even if nothing actually dies here, well, we actually have a stomp here from Gornet. Is he going to get it? No, he just gets CC'd. The Signet's coming out there, so they are going to get that revive. This team fight will continue here on the Bell. It really does never end. We've had Bellstar go down. We've had Goku go down. Everyone's dying, but no one's having fun, I'm afraid. This is basically welcome to the Scourge meta, guys, okay? Slippery Worms. Is Draza? No, guys, okay? Dra is not Draza. Draza is this player here, guys, okay? This is Draza. He is the protection, Holosmith, the jewels. Ooh, actually, Fly gets caught. That's a bit more significant. Goku's going to get the res here, though. Yeah, he does. He gets the Signet. No interrupt available there. Unfortunately, yeah, Steel was on cooldown, so nothing that Sari can do to actually deny that. Very unfortunate indeed. Not what you want to see, unfortunately. Azaz is a bit pressuring. Goku is still in trouble here, actually. He's got nothing left. We could see a kill onto Goku, but the trouble is, this is a 25-point bell, guys. This is just 25 points. And the thing is, even if Goku dies, they're probably just going to res him almost immediately. It's going to be actually hard to actually take him down. And yeah, if he gets this Empower, he's going to be back on full, and he is going to get a full Empower here. He does get a big heal there from that Empower. Pops the stability, denies the Jade wins, and this fight just isn't going anywhere, right? They just can't kill it. They aren't able to do it. Bell's now falls. I believe there's no Signet either. There's no Signet for Andreas. If that actually kills it, that's pretty much the end of the game. That's going to be the end here, guys, I think. Because now Fei and Andreas are now in a 2v4 situation. And what do you do from this point? Like, what are you going to do from this stage? Fei is going to fall here. No Signet available for Andreas. Andreas cannot get this recovery. He cannot revive this. This is going to be the end, guys. This is the end. Wait, was there a good Gar match? Did Gar win? Yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of the game. Right, where is Gar? Right, I'm looking for PvP Gar. Where are they? Where is PvP Gar? Let's see. World versus World mains. I like that. That's good. Feeding. Is that the top? Oh, fifth from the top. All right. There we go. Yeah. Good job, PvP Gar. Well played there, my friends. I love to see that, guys. I like it. But yeah, this is sadly going to be essentially game over. I think a little bit of a closer game than you actually might expect it. I think there were definitely some moments where Quarantine Crusaders could actually get the job done. But can you see, guys, why games end up like this? Because it's not that it was actually that different, okay, between the game modes, between the two teams. It was just that nothing happened, right? Like, nothing happened. Like, basically, blue team got the map, then literally nothing happened. Look, guys, there wasn't a single kill since minute 2 all the way through to, like, minute 10. Or, like, halfway through, like, just over halfway through the game, like, minute 8 or minute 9. There was not even a single kill for 7 minutes, right? That is not good. Okay, that is not what you want to see, guys, okay? It really, really isn't. You hate to see it, guys. There you go. Moving forward with comparative balance, we want to make smaller adjustments more often. This cadence for balance will always depend on our overall release schedule, but ideally it will be closer to every 4 to 6 weeks, while still having the opportunity to make minor tweaks outside the regular balance update. The goal here is to have better flexibility to fix problems in a timely manner. Yeah, that was, Buff Scourge is good for the game. Yeah, not sure about that one. Not sure about that one. All right, hang on. Let me try and fix my camera real quick. One moment, my friends. I have returned. Simple hardware malfunction there, my friends. I am back in the mix. We're back, ready to go. We're ready to game. Let's see. We actually still have another game going on. Let's check it out. Let's leap in. It's coming home. Dude, of course it's coming home, man. Are you kidding me? Italy's on farm. Italy is fucking free farm. We all know it, guys. We all know it. It's going to happen, guys. It's coming home. I don't know anything about football, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Ooh, will there be recovery here, guys? We have Ori. We have Benzaldehyde, 8 with Hyde or something like that. We have My Instinct, okay? My Instinct playing Scourge with all caps with a space between each letter. We have 3 Weavers on this team. What even is this? We have Lightning Rod Weaver here from Apocalypse. We have a Burning Weaver here, I believe, from Villix. And we have Zajal here on another Fire Weaver. Red team are securing this game here, though. I think they should win. The blue team did just get a pretty hefty bell, but there's only 1 minute left in this game. A proper long old haul here. However, blue did manage to actually neutralize something here. Can they get themselves a node? That's the real thing here. Now, this thief might actually have to leave into this guardian here. The guardian here is actually going to be a kind of like a DPS guard here. And if the blue team were to get this node, then they might be able to get back in this, but they actually need more than that. They actually need more than 1 node, and they lose their Mirage. They have to res. The Scourge has got the res. But look at that. Very nice tornado actually there. That should be a confirmed kill. On the it absolutely is, and in fact the Scourge, cute IAR, is going to fall there. The double Weaver is too much, and that will be red team securing this game. They're going to have this one in the bag. Blue literally cannot win at this point. There is not enough time left over. That is the end of that. 5 points, of course, more or less even win the game here. Like, just finishing that. There it is, 5 points scored by red, and red team will win this game. It is over, guys. It is game over. Triple Weaver, guys. Yes, triple Weaver. Oh, blue team collapses here as well, actually, here. Comics Hero and Kalgarok both feeding deep into the enemy team. And there you go. 7 seconds left on the clock. Red team wins. And there you go. That is the end of the game. GG. Boom. Red team, triple weaver, advancing onwards. Tournaments of Legends. Let's see, is there anything else going on here? I think that probably is the last game. Maybe there's one more. Oh, is this one still going? Actually, this one is still going, but it's about to be over. Oh, yep. Red team out to win yet again. True pleb here. 1v1ing into Apsalar there. Trafalgar Law. Zeolith X. Also about to go down here as well. That ends the game. Boom, there you go. Hooray! Wow. Very short, very exciting game. Lunar Rev Memes is the winner there, with Cranox there, Farstar, Infernal Bloodsome, Luna, and then, of course, Mamad over there as well. So, pretty strong team. That's some good players in that one. Yep, there it is. There it is. Oh, wow. 2 really huge games. Definitely want to keep track of these, actually. We definitely want to see both these. I'll try and keep tabs on both of them. We'll go into the one that starts first, obviously. But yeah, Lakers into the Master of Disaster. This is, I think, what a lot of people are probably expecting the finals to be. I would imagine people are expecting this to be finals. Then, of course, Serial Killers, the Blamthrax team, into Quarantine Crusaders. Swiss doing some good work here, definitely. Really giving us some good games here early on. Gar. Yeah, you guys want to see Gar? Where even is PvP Gar? For some reason, I can't really see it very effectively. Oh, there we go. PvP Gar. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We'll look at Gar as well. However, we are going to, of course, be looking at these big games here. It's going to be Forest. Ooh, classic map for it, guys. Classic map indeed. We're loading in right now, and the game is about to get started very, very soon indeed. On the red team, it's rank 55 Dragons here. And friends, we have the Master of Disaster, Support Guardian, Misha, Frey, Aid, Scourge, Draw, Pro Holo, Zan, breaking the nades out here, and finally, Delirium Claims You. Syndrina, role-playing here on the Thief, going up against Goku, Draza, Gauntlet on another Scourge there, the Rotator, once again, on the Thief there, and finally, we have the Renegade. So, the only difference here is that it's going to be Renegade for Lakers, and it's going to be Holosmith for 55. They're basically fulfilling similar roles. And you can even see that they're even going to be pushing each other here at the start of the game. And this is basically the only difference. Everything else is just pretty much mirrored here. The difference is in their choice of Roma. And the Roma is going to be the Nades for Zan, and of course the Renegade for Azaz. In fact, both players pretty much like the defining player of that thing, right? Like the defining Holosmith definitely is Zan, and the defining Renegade is certainly Azaz, right? That's what I think a lot of people know it as, like, the thing. So this really is, guys. Ignore the other 4 players. This is literally Zan versus Azaz 1v1, Holosmith versus Renegade, okay? So Nade gamers rejoice. Who's the Rotator? Fly. Okay, this is actually, the team here is Ultra Worms. You essentially have Worm Goku, Worm Azaz, Worm Draza, and then you have Ultra Num members, Gauntlet, and then Fly. So that's the overall roster here for these 2 teams here. But there you go. There you have it, my friends. But yeah, it's actually worm on worm as well, guys. Actually, Laker v Laker. Because, of course, Frey actually is a player who typically does, in fact, play for this team in the Scourge role, right? Or, indeed, potentially Ranger as well, side note. And also even Thief. Sometimes Frey plays Thief. But anyway, Frey has betrayed his team to join rank 55 Dragons. Is, in fact, playing with the enemy right now. Oh, hang on, though. Zan in a bit of trouble, gets spiked out there by a 7-shot. Good barrier from Frey. Holds him, at least for the time being. Yeah, more barrier coming through there, too. Very nice there from Frey. The team fight now fully erupting here. Both Holosmiths kind of going like, oh, let's just let our team do something. Oh, my God, that damage from Sins. And you can see that beautiful coordination between those 2 players, the Holosmith and the Thief, just destroying that Guardian. And you can really see that it is still a build. I think this is something that has kind of fallen out of favor here a little bit, right? You don't always see, Nade Holo so much played by a lot of these top teams. But, you got to bear in mind, guys, Zan is Zan. Zan doesn't fuck around, Like, when he nades hard and he nades fast, right? In the same way that Gigas, it feeds hard and feeds fast, Zan nades hard and nades fast. He really does. And that's a key kill. And we're going to see, I think a lot of this is going to come down. Like, this game is really going to be, can Goku survive? Because it's going to be Syndrina, and, it's going to be, you know what's going to be, guys? Look, I know a lot of you guys want to see this, okay, believe me. It's going to be Sind and Zan double-teaming Goku pretty much the entire game is going to be the story here. And it really is going to be, can Goku actually hold through that and actually cause his team to win the team fight? Of course, the same is true for Misha. Looks like they are going to see Zan as the main target here. They do get Zan taken out there. They get their revenge. Goku stomping. I think the stomp will still land, actually, but no, they aren't going to get the res either way. And actually, Sin getting incredibly low here as well. Ultra Worms having a massive team fight. Huge team fight here there, and they actually get Sin down. That is a really big kill. Massive kill there for Lakers. Of course, having a bit of that stumble there when they lost Goku over there on mid, but they crushed this, securing not one, but two players. And they're actually looking for a third here as well. We're having Misha in a lot of trouble. Bear in mind, guys, they're actually on the far node for them right now, so respawns are not going to be able to help them. Actually, this is still going to be very, very bad for Misha and Frey. They're really going to try and hold her as best they possibly can, but it's going to be very hard. They're doing a good job of it so far. Az's Gauntlet and Fly not quite able to find that kill just yet, and now Sin and Zan now respawn looking for Draza. Should be able to at least find the decap. I think kill maybe a bit unlikely here. I think it's thing is, yeah, oh dude, and this is it, guys. You love to see this. Look at this, man. Like Goku, no one ever respects the support guards, dude. But honestly, certainly when you actually watch a lot of these games, like the players who are doing the work, it's actually the support guard a lot of the time. Like certainly, if you guys remember the Hardstuck Conquest League, the finals between the Lakers and, of course, Team USA Dragons, it really was actually the real big stuff. It was actually Goku versus Zeromus. Zeromus and Goku on support guard, they were really putting in work for both their teams. And we see that there once again. Goku just solidifying Draza, denying that kill, holding the node, and then rotating back immediately into the team fight without skipping a beat there. Like, very fast rotations, very skillful map control here by Goku. Maybe not the best jumping, but you know what? Look, I'm sorry, Goku. I didn't mean to show that, okay? That was a bit weird. That's okay. Now they're going for Zan here. Zan now getting hard focus down here, getting nuked big time here. Can he survive? He's got no electricity. He's very vulnerable. This should be a kill on the Zan. Is there a res available here from Misha? There actually is. Is he going to find it, though? He's going to go for it. There's no stability, and he gets CC'd. However, the hand res is good enough there, and they get Zan back on his feet, but he's still very, very pressured there as well. Here we go. He's trying to hold firm here as well, doing his best. Misha now at the target there, gets a great knockback. Nice team fight, though. Looking very good so far for the Ultra Worms. Very, very solid indeed. They aren't quite able to burst through, and this, of course, is where you do see a certain level of fragility in that holo, right? You can see they're just focusing it down. It just doesn't have that kind of level of tankiness that the Renegade has, and that's why you do kind of see it fall a little bit out of favor. Zan, of course, a very, very strong player, but also I just don't think this is the style that 55 want to play. Like, 55 are very well known for their 3-node. They want to rotate. They want to move across the entire map, but of course that is a little bit more difficult because Prot Holo exists here. But the trouble is that kind of minimizes the effectiveness of a lot of the strategies that we see 55 go for, and it plays right directly into the hands here of the Ultra Worms. The Ultra Worms, they love team fighting. They love team fighting. They'll do it all day and they'll do it all night. They're more than capable of playing 3, but in the team fight they just can't be stopped. Now, Azaz does die there. That is a very good kill, but again, look, the F key is there, but actually no, Fly maybe greeds for that res a little bit, gets punished. Blinds coming out here. Is there going to be a signet? Is there poison? There is not enough. Of course, the sigil of transference really helping out there. Poison not working out quite so well. You have to really get a downstate low in order for poison to actually not work there. Now, Syndra going to be the one who's heavily pressured, gets his heals cut off, and the fight will continue to rage on. Beast maybe being taken in by Draza. Yeah, he's going to get it too. Can Dra steal it? Oh, no, he can't. He can't quite make it there for the steal. Fly rotates away here as well because Azaz did end up falling. This looks like the team fight is eventually going to be won here. Fly rotating, but will not be able to make it there in time. That will be handled there by Dra. So that is a big win. That's 3 kills. That is absolutely massive. Now, there's a 100-point deficit, but 2-node will be good. Now, I think, yeah, 55, they want the beast, but this is actually so risky. Fly is here as well. Yep, and here he is. I think what he does is he just perma-selfs, right? Yeah, oh, no. Oh, this is so scary, actually. Oh, no, no, no. If he steals this... Oh! Ouch! Yeah, I felt that, dude. Very nice steal there from Fly. Very good play. Gets that second beast. Ouch. Very nice, cheeky little backstab there. Got the job done. They didn't see him, and that's why going for beast, it can be so risky, so easy to punish. And it's because of, you guys remember this actually back in the day. This is one of the most legendary ATs ever. Actually, this was with Fly and Boyce on the same team, I believe. Fly actually was playing Condi Thief at the time. Actually farmed the beast, farmed Chief, and then went across the map while Boyce held the node 1v4 and killed the beast on the other side of the map as well. Fly is not only the rotator, he is the beast master as well. And oh, dude, the morale has been crushed. Apparently, 55 Sind ends up foiling there. There is still a 2 cap for rank 55s. If they can actually hold this and wait till Sin is able to get back into this fight, then they can maybe do something. But they are going to have to hold this 3v4 for a pretty long amount of time. Sin is back in 5 seconds. It will take him around another 10 seconds to get back over here. here on the Thief. So they've got to hold this. Let's see if they can do it. They have the Scourge, they have the Guardian, but how are cooldowns looking here on Misha? They're actually okay. However, we do see a lot of pressure happening here on to Frey. They really want to hold this. They're going to go for it there. There's a line there on the point. Now, Sin has arrived. Can they somehow bring this fight back? They are essentially winning, right? They are winning the game right now, guys. Bear this in mind. They're on a 2-cap. They do win off this. If they can win another fight, then they'll mega win, obviously. But honestly, those two beasts were brutal, actually. That was a brutal beast. But look, they're really looking to turn this heat onto Azaz here. Going to go for some massive DPS onto him. But Frey, not having a good time, does have the blind well down. Holds it quite nicely. Good job there from Frey. And the healing is good onto Azaz too. Azaz back on his feet quite nicely. And you can really see that those health bars, it's not looking good for Red right now. Sin going to have to back it up. Gets his heal skill, so he is back on his feet there. And now he wants to play aggressive. They want to find the kill. They find it. Master there from there. Do they get the interrupt on the res? They do not. However, that was the Signet Burn and the Blood Bowl. So if they can get a down site very, very quickly, they might actually be able to secure this kill. Target is now actually onto, for some reason, it's actually onto Gornet right now. That's his own team targeting that, though. If he has himself targeted, so they know where the hell he is. Azaz now once again under pressure. Can he somehow hold on here? The nades are coming through hard. The nades are coming through fast right now, but the healing is good. Heal skills available here. Of course, the full suite of defensive abilities will be available to Azaz very shortly. There's the Jade Winds. It lands there as well on a few players there. The node is not decapped, though, and all of a sudden, Fly and Azaz incredibly pressured, but they're going to push back in. They're going to look for Frey. Can they find Frey? They can't find him. Azaz, so low, and he's going to go down. Can they res this? Goku with the knockback. Oh, they're going to get that. I think, yes. Yeah, the knockback there on the res trait is huge. Denying any kind of stomp there, and all of a sudden now Frey very, very low, no cooldowns left on this Necromancer. Can they get this res? Can they actually hold on? There's a heal coming through very, very soon. He's going to pop it immediately. Misha giving him everything. He's giving all he can possibly do. The team fight is brutal, but 55 actually hold on here. But Frey, I think he's going to fall. Yes, he is. And the stab stomp there from Worms. Goku and Azaz in perfect synchronicity generate that kill. Beast is up there. Zan forced to S, and the node has been ripped away from 55. The team fight has been lost. Now, weird things are about to happen. Beast is definitely a play here that we could see Draza go for. Like, the Sinos have been AFK on point. Dra has done literally nothing this entire game. Zan's going to collapse here. I think this should be a Lakers game. Yeah, Sin's going to go for the Beast. They're going to go for a double Beast here. But, of course, Fly now in play. We'll be able to maybe steal this. If they get both, they can win. No, they don't. They win. No, they don't win. Like, it's not good enough, actually. This is unwinnable, actually, at this point. This will be a Lakers game because this double cap is going to be enough here. 50 points is not enough for the red team to win. Draza going for the Beast. Let's see if they actually get it. Either way, see Draza going for it. And actually, Draza actually steals it as well. Steals the Beast away from Zan and also Frey. Draza, Beast Lord there. 3 Beasts. Dude, that game actually was won on 3 Beasts. Seriously, take a look at that. If these Beasts had been taken by 55, they would have actually won this game. That it was a huge point gain there. It would have been 50 more points for red team and 50 less points for the blue team. It would have been 490 to 470 at this stage in the game. It was even worse. Yeah, this was literally a game that was won on Beasts. There it is, guys. Simple as that. Beast gameplay. Of course, that's not the end for those teams. There's plenty more where that came from. That you'll almost certainly see those guys a little bit later on, but very close, actually. Extremely close game, actually. Very, very close. But yeah, the meta, maybe not great here, guys. Maybe not the most exciting PvP meta we've ever had witness to. Almost like Scourge is very unhealthy, but hey, I don't know. Who knows about, what do I know about PvP? Oh, wow, insanely close game versus Quarantine Crusaders into the Serial Killers. Is it over by the time I join? It may well be. I know I wanted to keep an eye on that, but we had no opportunity to ever leave. Oh, let's see. Quarantine Crusaders pumping right now. There has to be a decap here on Feifei, but I don't think that's really possible. We actually have Andreas rotating towards middle here as well. And, of course, Rip. They're going to go for this Mega Burst right now onto Feifei, but I don't see that happening. In fact, Cole finds the node here onto the mine too, and that ends the game. Serial Killers 500 to 444. Was it close? It actually was extremely close there. It was a bit of a comeback here, but then they actually could not continue the comeback. Unfortunately, their blue team was behind, then they were ahead, then they were once again behind. And actually, they lost the game right at the end. That is very unfortunate there for the Serial Killers. Unfortunate stuff, but that is going to be the end of that. Let's see, is Gar still going on, guys? Let's see if PvP Gar. Like, you guys want to see PvP Gar? I will show you guys PvP Gar. PvP Gar actually secured victory. Excellent work there to Gar. Let's see. Ooh, here we go. Let's see this Spocker game here. Nurse, Scourge, and Ranger pets. I'll be satisfied with just that. I mean, I think, you know, Ranger can probably stay, right? You just need to nerf the living hell out of Scourge, then you're good to go. But anyway, here we are. Riken here, looking to make this comeback here. Into the red team. They're actually a little behind. They do manage to neutralize all the points here. It's actually an SD thief here, I believe, here from Morgana. Yep, that's exactly what it is. However, now 1v2. Dude, this team is actually just destroying right now. It's actually insane. Like, this team here on the red team has been farming every single game here, guys. Garkos, Packwax, Ambra, Frozen Men, and, of course, Spacker. Just destroying so far. Blue team do actually have map right now. They have mid, but can they actually hold on to this? Like, the Packwax and, of course, Garkos might be able to get this cap. They really do not want to give this. They do not want to give that. And they do. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Now, if blue team just win over here, then it is okay. And the Scourge is pushing into this, so that is a pretty good sign then. But this cap is very annoying. Like, can they actually get the kill onto Packwax? The distortion has now been used, I believe. So this should be very, very killable. No refresh there with the Signet of Illusions. So this should be very actually doable. If they can kill Garkos, they can definitely get this. They should be able to neutralize. They do get the neutralization there. However, Frozen... Oh... Dude, this guy's a hard carry. Look at this hard carry from Frozen Men. Actually gets the decap on mid on support Guardian. Of course, his team did die there as a result of that, so might not be the most useful thing. In fact, Packwax going for a self-res. This is actually not a bad self-res here because the blue team don't really want to dedicate a resource to actually finishing. He's almost certainly going to get this, actually. Yeah, there's no one who can really do this. They're going to go for Frozen Men, so yeah, I think the thief sees, right? Can he port through? Don't think he can. He actually can. Oh, but he doesn't get it. It was a nice try there by the thief, but actually can't get through, and Packwax gets up there. That was an intelligent play there from the Mirage, because it's still very, very favored towards red team. And oh, actually, they even do find themselves a cap somewhere. Is it this node here? Well, yeah, I think is it this one? I'm not sure which they have. Actually, it is bugged. The UI is broken. Unlucky right there, okay? You hate to see that, Uridian. In fact, it may well be the keep, in fact, that belongs to the blue team right now. Frozen Men holding that down very effectively. There is now a kill there onto Mechanical Roger. I think that will be the end of the game there. 5 points will be scored here. We do see Phantom V go down, but Morgana can't cleave that, I don't think, and it will be a kill in favor of red, which will literally end up finishing the game here if they actually get it. Looks like they're not going to. That's going to bunker it down. There you go. That is the end of that. I think the round will be ending pretty shortly here as well. We're really getting through this tournament now, guys. There's not a lot of games left to go. Like, if they lose when I join, I'm blaming you guys, okay? It's Skyhammer, Garhammer. Yeah, we'll watch Torben versus Quarantine Crusaders. We'll just check out this Gar game here as well. So, let's take a look at it, guys. We have Giga Sith here. Giga Sith. Wide Peepo Happy on Scourge. We have Stellan here on the support Guardian here. Firebolt on the Weaver. Thief here from AO here. And Mist Legend on Rev. This is not really Gar, guys. This is literally, this is just Sith, right? And he's named the team Gar, I guess. They've got a pretty good comp here, though. This definitely makes sense. We have Side Note a Weaver, Thief Rev to roam around killing things, and Scourge Guard to do the Scourge Guard things that are needed here in PvP. So this is certainly doable here, guys, for the red team. Who are they up against? They are up against New Boon Meta on the support Guardian here. They have the Ranger. Ooh. Ooh. Zero Stun Break Trapper Ranger. That's something right there. Scourge here with Rune of the Locust, Signet of the Locust rather, for big lifesteal. Pumpster on the Tempest. Is it DPS? Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is actually not support, guys. This is actually going to be a DPS Tempest situation. Of course, does bring some support built into the kit, but it's also a bit of damage in there as well. There we go. Is that going to be the kill? No. That is, in fact, going to be the revival coming out there, I believe. Wait, how did that get revived, actually? Oh, yeah, actually, the support guard gets to revive there. Because, yeah, they have, like, a double support comp. So, pretty beast team fight here from blue. But is it going to be good enough here? There should be a res here, I believe. Wait, Sith getting stomped out the support guard. Not getting that good fear there from Sith. They should be able to get this res. There is actually a Signet available. He's not going to go for it. He's going to go for the hand res. They are going to get that there. So, they get the hand res there onto Sith. And the team fight will continue to rage onwards. The Weaver actually has been pushed by the Ranger here in the 1v1. I think this should go in the direction of the Weaver over time. And the team fight is just very, very even so far. Actually, the Guardian here of red in a lot of trouble. Has to pop renewed focus here. The Scourge will be peeling out. The Tornado is pretty dangerous right now. Healing is good, though. And in fact, there we are. Oh, no! Oh, what a disaster. Yeah, the Rev is going to have to help this. Because, of course, the pet res will win. The Rev rotating in should actually secure this win for the Weaver. Stomping there. No. Oh, my God. Okay, that was nearly a big throw there. Imagine stomping when the enemy team is on 1% health and you're a power Rev. Okay, but never mind. That happens there. And, of course, the team fight there, because the Rev had to rotate away, destabilizes for red. They end up losing a player. But never mind that. The Thief comes in and destroys. Can they actually finish them? I don't think they can. Yeah, the hand raise is going to be strong. The Rev comes back in. So red team end up winning here pretty effectively as they actually decap point A. Going to force the Ranger to go there as well. Is there a signet here from the Guardian? There actually should be, but I'm not sure he makes it here in time. Actually, the Thief gets cleaved out there as well. The team fight from blue, a little bit too strong here for Gar. Gar end up going down there. Not what you want to see there, guys. Very unfortunate stuff. Yeah, it's DPS. Well, it's kind of like DPS support Tempest, right? So you obviously have a little bit of both, but it is very aggressive here, actually. Very aggressive setup here. It's going to be air, water, and Tempest here. And there is a bit of support, right? You have water trait line here, so you do get some healing. But he's actually playing Marauder with Rune of the Earth. That is an interesting setup here. Bit of extra toughness there. Incoming healing there is also increased. To be supported there by, of course, the support guide. But yeah, certainly a much more DPS-oriented build, okay, than you would normally see. Of course, still provides all the big value that Tempest has, like some protection AoE there from Overload, Earth healing from Water Overload, all that kind of fantastic stuff. Of course, you do still have some good just supportive skills anyway, right? It's Dagger there, so you have some healing on that. However, Pompser just fell over and died. That wasn't really that good. And actually, we actually have the Rev get the kill onto the Ranger here as well. Needs to actually finish that, which is going to be easier said than done here, actually. Is going to have to try and just finish this kill here, I think. But the Pet Res is definitely a threat. Can he actually finish this? He can, yeah. Gets that kill. Very nice there by the Rev. We'll get that decap. Meanwhile, Sith going to contest into the Ranger. I've got to be a bit careful here, actually. There's actually a lot of damage. Like, Con the Ranger hits really hard. So Sith has to be very aware of that. Like, he can't into this. He's actually taking a lot of DPS. He's got to be careful with his cleanses and the way he handles this. Oh, no. Sith actually feeding here into the Ranger. That is not what you want to see. It is a feeding fucking frenzy over here, guys. He feeds hard and he feeds fast big time. But very, very close game so far. Meanwhile, it's going to be the Rev here into the support. This is very bad for the support guard here, especially with the Thief here. Blue team needs to respond to this somehow. They are going to bring their Scourge, I think. Yep, here we go. The Scourge. Actually, the Sith combined with the Weaver. Get the call. Sith, leave. Okay, yeah, like the Weaver jiggling around to indicate that he should leave. That's exactly what he's going to do. And now Sith needs to get over here to this fight and just win this hammer, because they have kind of lost the map here. They aren't able to actually finish off the Guardian here, but they are a player up. So the Ranger's going to push to point A, I believe, but the Scourge needs to be here, and the Thief's going to go down, and the support guard feeds here as well. Yeah, you can see that that was just like a little bit too slow. They need to try and res the support guard. Can they get the support guard here? The Stomp comes out, and no, there it is. Even the retarget there onto the Thief too. Wow, yeah, absolutely disastrous fight here. Like, the red team is just feeding big here, but they're just dying way too early. Like, you know, it's kind of the opposite of what you're seeing in the 55 and Worms game, right? Like, the Worms, they just don't die. Like, even when they are losing the fight, they are able to kite it out and survive. The opposite happened here. Basically, the Thief and the guard just kind of ate it and died, and now the same thing's going to happen into Sith too. That is a catastrophe right now. Blue team needs to step their game up right now. They are feeding big time here. They just need to start taking these team fights much better. These team fights are just not being executed very well, unfortunately, by the red team, which is not what you want to see. That is not what you want to see at all. Not great indeed. Not great. Meanwhile, the team fights will continue. Weaver going to get this back here. We'll start 1v1ing. He needs to win that. The Thief's going to decap here. So now we need to see the red team. We need to see Team Guard play it safe here. They don't want to push the node right now. Like, they can't push the node right now because, yeah, the Rev is pushing the node, okay? Like, this is not good, right? But now the Guard's very low. They're very split up here. Because, oh, wait, what? Wait, the Thief died 1v0. He walked onto all the Dude, guys, the Thief died 1v0 because the Ranger had traps here or some shit, and he walked on all the traps and died, right? I mean, dude, that is the value. That is the power of the Trapper Ranger, okay? Trap Ranger gameplay, guys, okay? Trap Ranger gameplay. It feels damn good, okay? It farmed that Thief big, and it farmed him hardcore. Now, we do see a bit of victory here, though, for the red team. They managed to find that Ranger kill there with the Thief coming in there. And honestly, I kind of want to see that. I want to see Sith just, like, yell on voice around to the Peepos. Just play 3, because they're not winning the team fight. But they are out-rotating pretty hard, actually. And if they get this hammer, that's a really nice hammer. Oh, they are going to get it for free. Oh, no, the guards. And again, this is horrible. Like, as long as the Rev, what needs to happen here is they just need to, like, push the Rev here. Like, just push the Rev. Actually, they are winning this fight on mid, too. If they win the fight on mid, that's really good. Kill that. And now, as soon as they get this kill, just push the Rev to the hammer and just free win. Like, this is such a big free win right now here for red. Oh, they get the hammer. The guard has to leave it. Wait, no, finish that kill. Oh, the hammer generates that. There's going to be a signet res. They need to finish this Tempest. They can't let this get res. They must not let this happen. Oh, no. Oh. Ah. Ah. That is unfortunate. They do kill the Ranger, though, which is definitely nice. The Ranger is able to... It won't be able to res, I don't think, here. And they do actually finish the Tempest here as well. They get the 2-cap here. So Team Gar looking good, guys, okay? Gar is popping right now, guys. Feels Gar, man. Gar not only a God-tier Dragon Response mission team, a God-tier Raid Tournament team, they're also looking big in Tournament of Legends right the hell now. Can they find a kill? Yes, they do. Oh, and look, this third node is really just bamboozling Blue Team. I am loving this 3-node play right now from the Red Team. They get another kill on the Scourge. Leave one player here and cap it. Never mind, actually. The Ranger comes in once again. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, not again. Shard cleanse! Oh, no. Ah! Oh! Rev, no! Come back, Rev! No! Dude, the traps, man. Okay, the traps are farming. Okay, holy shit. OP build. Actually insane. Like Viper's Nest, okay, like double Viper Nest, mega trap build. Actually farming Gar insanely hard. That is not what you want to see. Now, it's not too bad because it's just going to be one node for Blue Team there. The Weaver going to cap a node they already have, but you know what? I like that. But again, this is where Blue Team is going to shine, right? They're going to try and take the team fight right here, but that's going to be very difficult for them to do, right? Like that. Oh, that might be a fallen damage. No, he actually just survived, but yeah, this guy is in trouble. He's going to get rangered here as well pretty hard. Yeah, the immobile. He's got to try and survive this. He needs to portal away somewhere. He's just getting... No one's peeling him out right now. Yeah, like, dude, look at this. They're all, like, tunneling this guy. Their support guy's, like, fucking dead on the ground. Yeah, and they don't kill the Ellie here. This was really bad here by this team. Is that going to rally the Weaver? It actually isn't. So they need to confirm this now. If they don't confirm this, they're going to lose. Oh, dude, this team fighting is so messy here from Gar, right? Like, they just aren't finishing these kills. Like, the Tempest just gets hand res within, like, a 3v1. The Tempest is pumping here. There's so much DPS coming out from this elemental. It's like the Ranger is AFK here, but yeah, like this Red is just not very good at team fighting, right? Like Red, Scourge is very fun. Nah, Scourge has nothing to do with this game, actually. Like, Scourge has literally nothing to do with him. In fact, the Scourges are probably some of the least relevant players, because then neither team is really getting a lot of value out of the Scourge. Like, Scourge is like a big bully, guys. Like, you need to bully the enemy team with Scourge. Like, that's the whole point in it, and neither team is doing that very effectively, actually. Because weirdly enough, like, even though Scourge is pretty Pepega, I think it's actually one of the... It is a build that does require some skill to actually get value out of it. It's not very hard to play, obviously, but, like, neither Scourge is actually getting any value out of it. They'd be better off on, like, Core Necro, I think, both of them. Scourge is just not doing anything for either team right now. We have Sith come in here. They need to get this res. They're going to get it. They do get it. There we go. Boom. Let's do this. And here we go. Now the damage will commence. Bring the DPS in. Let's see if it's going to work. They should be able to kill this. And this is what Scourge. This is Scourge, right? This here is Sith getting value out of Scourge, right? In the last fight, they didn't do anything with Scourge. Here they are, right? Enemy team nuking, big corrupts, big game. But they're not focusing. Just focus at one target, guys. They should just focus the support guard here. Oh no, this is really bad. They aren't picking something. They're going to go for the Solbies. They do get it, but again, it's just going to get res. They need to be focusing the support guardian. It's the only target they can really kill effectively here, and going for the Ranger is just not good. There's a signet available, and they aren't killing that. You can see that the enemy, the red support guard's going to die here, and are they going to res it? I think they do get that res, but they've got to actually pick a good target here. Like, they need to kill New Boon better here, because otherwise they're just going to lose. And now Sid's burned all his cooldowns. So he actually did generate a kill, but he burned all his cooldowns on the wrong kill, which is just not good at all. And now they're in trouble. They've got to sustain this now. They honestly need a plus here from the Rev, I think. They've got to outnumber this. Is the Rev coming? No, the Rev is going to go for far and look for a dig up, but yeah, like, this is just not good, right? Like, they aren't playing this out very well, and there's the Stomp, and yeah, the Rev, this Rev is not getting any value out of Herald whatsoever. He needed to push this fight immediately, because now they're going to have to give Hammer. Oh, no, they need to contest this. No, 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 no. No, you cannot give this. You cannot. Ah. Okay, well, they're going to give Hammer. That's fine. That is okay, because there's no nodes for blue anyway. They are going to lose their 2-cap, which really sucks for them right now. Oh, that's really bad. The Weaver's going to recap this pretty quickly. But again, they're going to lose this team fight here on mid. Like, the Hammer's going to hit Sith. No, Sith. Oh, no, he got hit by the Hammer. And blue is now going to cap this node. Ooh. Ooh. This is really bad for Gar. Really bad for God. They actually do kill the Tempest. Can they confirm it? They're 4v3 here. They actually interrupt the Signet. This is massive. If they kill this, they might win the game. But no, Firebolt actually dies 1v1 into the Ranger. That is a disaster. It's going to be 2-cap for blue team right now, actually. Pumpster is still going to fall here. There is a Signet. Finish it. Kill it, guys. You've got to kill this now. They need to kill it. The Scourge is going for theirs. They need decap, though. They've got to get rid of these two side nodes, and they've got to do it right the hell now. Looks like they haven't even got mid yet either, because the guard is slowing this down so much. Oh, that Weaver actually dying here. Yeah. Wow, this Soul is actually carried so hard. Yeah, because the Weaver just entered to it. They actually need Hammer here. They need Hammer. Hammer is up now. They've got to go for it. No, Rev. No, 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 no. Don't do this! This is the worst possible rotation. Literally the worst possible rotation for the Rev to make. And he's making it, man. He fucking goes for it. You know, I love to see it, guys, okay? I love to see that. Sith now into the Tempest. They need to win this here. And he's gonna die here as well. Oh, no. Oh! The worst possible play from the Rev. He finds it. If they'd come a Hammer here, they'd be able to neutralize the map and probably win the game, actually, off that. Because they'd have one node over 0 for a time. Oh, no, the Thief. Ah, the Thief is leaving as well. No. Oh, what a catastrophe. Oh, my God. That is not what you want to see. And they can't win this in time anymore. Okay, like, they need the Hammer now. Maybe they can get the... No! Dude, the Weaver dies 1v1 into the Soul Beast. What a catastrophe here. Complete disaster from the red team. And they're going to lose this game. Very unfortunate. Yeah, dude, it's... Whoa, there are 16 teams. It's a full tournament, so there are actually 16 teams in the finals. Whoa! Okay, so let's see. What matchups here are going to be interesting? Lakers, it's going to be free farm. What else have we got here? Quarantine, because that's probably going to be free farm for them. Misha's going to free farm. I think the actual most interesting game might be Nicola into Brazil here, right? I think we want to look at this game. Ooh, and what a way to start it off there as well. What a way to start things off. We lost Sag. I'm not going to... Wait, were you in voice there, Sith? Because, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, you guys threw that game... to a degree I thought impossible, right? Like, that was just a feeding frenzy. Okay, let's check this out here, guys. I kind of like this whole bit from Brazil to go on to Thief here, but they don't have a support guard now, so it's just going to be a triple Scourge Wrecking Ball. This is a pretty bad map for it as well. This is certainly not the map they want, because they're going to have a really tough time here in dealing with this. So this is actually, you can kind of look at the prizes, guys. So this is actually, if you lose here, you get basically fuck all. So don't lose. This is basically the humiliation round. You do not want to lose this game because otherwise you only get a llama mini and a permanent finisher, which is not really what you want. You want to start getting up to at least 5th to 8th. So there's actually a lot at stake. Every single one of these games is huge. It is absolutely massive. It is massive, massive gaming. Here as well. Tell the guy he can't. Okay, no. Okay, no, he logged off anyway. There you go. But yeah, this is a big win here because then you get to the legendary component there, and after that, then you get to the Mastery of Fortune gift, which is very, very juicy. And then, of course, you get the Precursor, which is actually a downgrade. So if you guys think you aren't going to win, just throw, because you actually get worse rewards for winning. Nice. But don't do that, guys, because that will be match manipulation. Not a good idea. Anyway, let's roll. Here we go here. We have Triple Scourge, PvE Noob No Name. We have another Scourge here as well from LS Jom, okay, or something like that. It's French. I don't know what's going on here, guys. And finally, we have Pokey Cake, the Scourge here too. Called Zirid, guys. Zirid, a member of Gatekeeper Frogmen. You know, it's very good content here, guys. Zirid, Ranger, right? You know, I was actually roaming yesterday, guys, with Zirid, and I tried to put down Siege to actually, you know, get through a wall to get a tower. And Zirid told me that, no, bro, what the fuck are you doing with that Siege? Siege is not for taking objective. Siege is for throwing on people. I was just roaming around, guys. I was roaming around with Zirid, and we would 3v1 people, right? We had 3 in our party. We'd be 3v1ing people. He would throw 10+ arrow carts onto every single person that we killed. 3v1. Right, he'd be throwing millions of arrow carts everywhere. Not even on the body. He just like start throwing them everywhere, right? He was BMing every single person we encountered, right? Like that is this is Zirid, guys. You know, He's kind of like the Dark Knight, okay, of PvP. You know, he says that he wants to make it better by BMing everyone. I'm not sure if that's really the right direction to do that, but anyway, who knows, guys. Anyway, Bazil now here on the Thief, and as you can see, yeah, the Thief is definitely helping out here a lot, and the Scourges are a big problem right now, because it's very hard for the blue team to actually fight these Scourges directly. The Ranger can kind of hold the 1v1s, and the 3 Scourges kind of just muscle the team fight. Now, a big Dragon Undershot did actually land there onto Zerd, and of course, this is where it does become a bit problematic here for the red team. They can't really rotate very effectively here. They're very slow, and the mobility of the blue team is really going to pay off here. Because, yeah, they can win fights, right? Like, Triple Scourge is going to be very, very good at actually just winning these fights straight up. But the problem is that they can't actually get to the right place in time. Like, it's going to be very hard to actually control these nodes. Of course, Demolish here is going to have control of this node here. And you can see that the Thief here of Brazil, he's going to have to be babysitting these 2 nodes big time. If he doesn't babysit really, really hard, they aren't going to win. And in fact, I think as the game progresses, you're going to see it become more and more favored towards the blue team. Because they're just going to out-rotate these Scourge, right? These Scourges are just not going to work very well as time goes on. And in fact, we even potentially have a lost fight here, which would be really, really bad, actually. They're going to get the Stomp. They actually do get the Stomp. They're rallying up Binstone. Now, of course, it's going to be a 4v2 in favor of blue here on middle. Red team do kind of recapture this node over here with Zerd getting the job done there as well, quite effectively. But the thing is, mid is going to collapse here completely in favor of blue. And the thing is, this gets worse too. Bear in mind, guys, this is a Temple of the Silent Storm, so as the game progresses, more and more objectives are going to spawn on the map. 8 minutes 30, you're going to have the buff here, Stillness, which doubles point gain for a short period of time from nodes. And then also at 8:30, you're going to have the legendary Tranquility bottom buff, which when channeled, will actually capture the entire map to your team. And both of those will spawn at the same time. And when that happens, it's going to be almost impossible for red team to actually effectively contest everything here. Nice shadow portal there by Bazil to actually save this Scourge. But again, I just don't really see how red team is going to win this game over time. Like, very, very hard to do that, actually, in my opinion. Because the blue team is simply going to rotate and, yeah, get the kill on Bazil and move around and secure things. Now, they are not doing the best job of controlling nodes right now, but they are going to re-establish themselves very shortly, and the buff is about to come up. They're going to grab that. I don't think red will be able to contest it very well, because if they go for the contest here, then the sad thing is that they're just going to lose their... Oh, is that going to be a yoink? It is. Nice yoink there by Cranel there as well. You got to watch out for pulls here as well. Like, pulls and knocks can really troll you, because you can get pulled into this little gap here, and therefore end up yielding the buff. And in fact, the other Scourge drops down, so there should be a free pick for Cranel. In fact, no, not quite yet, as there is another Scourge. You know, there's always another Scourge, guys. There's always another one. In fact, this Scourge might be forced to drop down, though, to actually support this, because that kill has now been landed there. Oh, nearly gets the other knock there. So... that would have been a free buff, but it's not going to happen, at least just yet. And red team, to their credit, they are really trying to make this work. They are holding on as long as they possibly can. They're really going for the hold right now in this game. They absolutely are. They're going for it. Red team still maintaining a lead despite the buff being up and despite their slightly unusual composition. Let's see if they can actually continue that. Of course, it is a fairly slow game here. We're nearly 5 minutes in with just 155 points scored, so things are definitely taking a pretty good amount of time here. But now, blue team do eventually manage to get themselves that Stillness buff, and actually soon to be a 2-cap. Bazil might try and intercept this, but it's not really going to work. I don't think. He can't really 1v1 that super effectively. Particularly seeing as Cranel is already like sniping him there with the dragon and stuff. And there you go. That's the 2-cap, and that's now essentially 4 points per tick. 2 points a second right now, at least for a short period of time while that Stillness buff is still applying. And blue team is now going to get themselves into the lead a little bit here, but actually not quite, as the Scourge Wrecking Ball did descend upon the middle node here and will scare away Demolish, at least for the time being here. Needs a stealth here, I think, or because of course the Thief, yeah, the Thief's coming for him actually. This is very scary. He does get his heal just barely in time. He's now aware that the Thief is here and does have some defensive capability left over there. Full counter is there, has a shield block coming up soon, still very, very low, but I think he's got enough distance that he will not end up being taken out. Zerd still holding this 1v1. Will now be a 1v2. This is a very nice holder, though. And Binster trying to 1v1 this, not really getting a lot of value. Of course, Zenvo is coming in, but actually Bazil finds that kill, but I think Bazil might be about to die. However, the Scourge is there. That should be a free res there. Does get that free res. That, if this team fight now goes in favor of the red team, that will be very, very big indeed. Let's see if they can make that happen, actually. It's going to be difficult to do. Let's see if they can go for it. Now, the game really changes a lot, because the thing is about the Stillness buff that we saw there is that it's pretty easy to actually get it. The trouble is with the Tranquility buff, it's a lot harder to actually obtain this. This will essentially probably be a point of contention for the rest of the game that can't really be avoided. I'd almost like to see red team just give it. because I think they just won't be able to hold on to it. They might just have to say, fuck it, take Tranquility, and we'll just keep winning the game like that. Because, of course, it will give a lot of points. Well, having said that, though, they actually might be able to kill Scare. They are going to get him, and I think, yep, they do get that kill. And blue team very, very low. There is now a Scourge here in position to go for this buff here. I've got to say, red team, they're really making the best of this. I would not say this would work out very well, just looking at the way the comps are working out. If Zenvo goes down here as well, that is an absolute disaster, and he may well do too. He's got 1k health, 600 HP. Oh, and that is actually so bad. That is horrible right now. Bazil's going to get this cap here too. Zirid actually yoinks top buff. Because, of course, guys, we have 2 kills there. Scare died and Zenvo died. This forces Demolished to drop down, giving up that top buff, and then respond. Oh, this is not how this is supposed to go. This is the exact opposite. This is the opposite of how this game is supposed to go. This might actually be the end. This is so bad because the buff has been dealt with. We have to see a massive lead coming through right now. In fact, Demolish may not be able to hold here as well. Like Warrior, I'm not sure it can hold against double Scourge. Not for very long anyway. It's a lot of DPS. I believe they're also playing Condi, so there's a lot of DPS here. More so than potentially the Avatar version of Scourge. And I do kind of want to see Red Team start to rotate away. I think they're allowing themselves to be outnumbered on that because it's going to take a long time to kill Demolish. Maybe impossible to kill Demolish. I don't think they want to be here anymore, and you can see that reflected in the way the map is going. But again, Zero just simply resecuring the temple here. Scare going to come in for the 1v1. We'll probably have to actually needs a lot of help here. Just get hit by a brutal 7-shot. The Scourge is going to respond to that quite nicely. The Guardian there getting this cap there. Cranel grabbing mid there effectively. But actually, red team really committing to bottom buff. I don't really like that. Now, Bazil is looking for a kill and does find it, but it's going to be very easy for the blue team to actually keep contesting. It's kind of like throwing bodies at it. Oh no. Wow. Okay, I stand corrected there actually because a nice body block there from Bazil denied the rocks from interrupting the channel there, and the Necromancer with some quick channeling there actually gets the full cap there on the bot. That is horrible because now the red team is completely unchained here. Okay, it is completely unchained. And they can now move their Scourges back onto the map while Zirid is winning this 1v1 slowly into the Renegade. Binster can't rotate over here in time. He's being chased down by Bazil, guys. Look, we are dealing with French dominance right here now because this is French gameplay here. Bazil 1v1 here into Binster, doing a good job of it too there, kind of making sure that the Thief can't help out here. And, of course, now a 100-point lead. This is very scary right now, I think, for the blue team. They need to get something done, and they need to get something done very, very fast. Cranel forces disengage there as well. The Scourge, not able to finish him off. The heal trap there does come through there. But once again, red team just forcing the issue here, getting this cap on mid. Of course, the Renegade and Thief and Vince actually get the kill onto Bazil. He teleports onto the node, so that is going to force him to kill him pretty quickly there. So there is some hope here, but actually I think Demolish is going to fall, and that's not going to be resible here really as a result. Zenvo has arrived, but I think there's going to be too much damage. Triple Scourge, or the double Scourge, is going to be so much damage there, and the Ranger is smashing away there, getting that kill. I've got to say, red team, they're putting in work here with this triple Scourge comp. They are definitely showing that you can definitely get away with some pretty wacky rotational play, even when you have the Slug God Necromancer. It looks like one Scourge is going to fall there. Zenvo gets a fantastic burst, securing this kill. Should be able to get that. I don't think that's really resible there. Yeah, there's too much DPS here. But the thing is, red team, they get far. One of their Scourges goes in. Honestly, I just love to see the Scourge's AFK here, because the Warrior is going to take such a long time to actually decap this. If ever, right? I'm not sure if it will ever get decapped here. I just love to see this guy AFK here and just tank this, survive the war. It looks like the Ranger is going to be... that's very nice there from Zirid, actually. Replaces the Scourge, allows the Scourge to rotate. Now, of course, there was a full cleanup right now by the blue team here. Getting 2 Scourges down. That's very nice. But they've got a long way to recover. They've got to plus this quickly and try and deal. They're actually going to go for a kill on Demolish. Demolish actually just going to get wounded. And it's going to die here as well. Dude, the Jurassic Bark just finds that kill. Okay, finds that kill. Ends Demolish there. And that means the Thief can't do anything in. This is pretty much GG, actually. Demolish is going to be out of the game now for 15 seconds. Blue team do get the top buff, but again, they have such a deficit right now. They need to get at least a 2-cap here, or they're just going to lose the game. They've got to be looking to neutralize this. Zenvo, he knows he has to. He's going to go for the 1v1 into the Ranger. Of course, Mirage is something that can take these 1v1s, but of course, the Ranger is going to have a lot of answer there. He has, of course, got 3 stun breaks here. So it's going to be difficult for the Mirage to actually generate the lockdown. Of course, the sustain on the Ranger is much greater. And now Cranel comes in too. That could be scary. If Zirid dies here, that is a bit scary. Demolish now responds as well. CC just gets weird there. Bull's Charge, a functional and useful ability, as you can see there. Zirid does die. Bazil can't do anything here. And now we do see Scare trying to hold on, but no, he's going to have to die on node there. And this is the problem here. Like, you have to kind of play 3, and you'd expect playing 3 to work out a bit better. But again, blue just kind of over-rotate very hard. They're going to get this decap here. But again, the temple already belongs to the red team. And this single node mode is going to win the game for the red team very, very soon. And the problem is that, yeah, we're now going to see respawns, and it's their close zone. It's double Scourge here, and it's just a Warrior and a Guardian. They can't possibly kill that. It needs to be the Rev here too. They've got to maybe like troll mid and then push absolutely everything over here. They must decap this. Of course, there will be another Tranquility spawning relatively soon at 2:30, so there will be another set of double buffs popping up. That could actually be relevant. I really like this here by Bazil. This is a very smart rotation, because not only is he going to be looking for a decap, he's also going to be denying the Mirage. Mirage is one of the few things that can really get big kills into Scourges, right? It can absolutely annihilate Scourge, and he needs to be there. Oh, Zirid! Oh my god! Zirid! That is such a big stop there from Zirid! Oh my god, guys! Gatekeeping this AT here beautifully, and that's going to be the end of that. That was honestly a huge stomp from Zirid, guys. Pharmaceutical gang leader Zirid gets the stomp. And there it is. Triple Scourge wins the game. That is not very unexpected there as well. Pretty disgusting game, not gonna lie, but there you go. 3 minutes left on the clock. Huge win there, my friends. Huge win. Slug gameplay, but they're slow and steady wins the race, guys. Slow and steady wins the race. Apparently, anyway. But anyway, let's move on to the next round. All right, here we go. Legacy of the Fofire. Ooh. Interesting map here, guys, okay? A full-on brutal game here, guys, okay? Brutal content is here. Let's get this started here, guys. It is the Serial Killers versus the Ultra Worms. Different comps here, and, like, you've got your wish here for the top 8 Barrow. We have the Herald here from Verbrian. Blamthrax on the Weaver, Rune of the Weaver, and Sage Amet running the usual Fire Weaver build here. We have Le Prototype, the French scientist, the original Scourge theory crafter. Here he is with the Worm, Darkness Well, and Spectral Ring. And it's going to be full DPS, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be full DPS. Curses, Soul Reaping, and Scourge. For Brian, of course, on the Power Herald, as we've seen previously. Stern. So they're actually going to go for a full 5-man push to deny the push, because they, yeah, 55, and honestly, Lakers, they love to push that third node, and they're here to deny that. Oh, they don't know, though, actually. They do know now, though. There it is. Blam going to be contesting that. Of course, a free cap given to Azaz. But this does, of course, generate a pretty significant outnumber for a short period of time in favor of the Serial Killers. Let's see if they can make it work. Rip here, of course, on the Mirage here as well, guys. Mirage there from Rip going up against Goku support guard. Getting hard nuked right now, actually. This huge DC forcing you already. They are on a warp up to kill him. It's still a 5v3 in favor of the red team. And a very nice cut there by Goku getting that climbing there. We absolutely love to see that, but is it going to be effort? It's not. Rip is completely on his tail. Great stealth there, actually helps Goku to disengage a little bit there. He tries not to reveal himself, and he is able to not do that as well. It's probably going to re-heal before going back in there and recommencing the fight. Red team now, though, do get the fight, and now the team fight will restart, but I think they're just going to go for Goku. Goku's had all his cooldowns burned, but Brian, very, very pressured, though. Has the glitter. That's going to full heal him, I think. But Goku is playing this out very nicely, actually holds on there. And Jade wins there, lands from Az's projectile block, is going to keep Brian alive, at least for the time being. Az's 7 shots you. Gets out, and now it's the all-out 5v5 team fight is here. Can the Serial Killers get the job done here? Goku getting spiked very hard. He might actually end up going down. He's got no cooldowns. The CC is big. The stability is there, but it's not going to be good enough. And that actually might be the first fight of this game going to the Serial Killers. In fact, I believe it is. They've got to make sure they res it, though, actually. Oh, no. Oh, my God. No, 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 no. Fly edge. Well, that is actually a catastrophe for Serial Killers. They are able to kill him again, so they kind of got they got away with it. But the blood res now coming through here too. They've got to finish this cleave, but they get it. That was a really nice transfusion there. Very nice transfusion there from Gornet. Gets that res there and saves the day. You love to see that there, guys. There from the beginning. Good coordination, keeping their cool, and that would honestly have been massive. They just not getting that kill is. Not getting that kill is devastating, to be frank, guys, right? Like, because they could have had a Guardian killed there. They could have maybe pushed the entire map and cleaned that up big time, and now they just can't do that. Cooldowns are going to start coming back here. Goku has renewed focus very soon. Coming back off cooldown, and this fight will eventually not go their way. Bear in mind, like, the team fight comp here from Red is a lot glassier, right? There's nowhere near as much tankiness in this composition. The Herald is squishier than the Renegade. The Mirage is very, very squishy here as well. Much easier to kill than something like a Thief. in these situations. If Brian is going to fall here, there might be a Signet res here from Stern. Stern going for it, but gets CC'd there. And yeah, the stomp comes out, and that's going to be the end of that. And this team fight not really looking super hot right now for the Reds. And they've got to try and hold it down there, but Stern's going to fall here too. Of course, bear in mind, there's even more damage here. Prototype not playing the support scourge, no blood magic, so they can't really save Stern. Very nice Earth Shield there from Blam to help Stern out. Can he leap away in time? He actually does hold on there. Has to drop the shield now. Tries to get the reset in there. Big empowers coming up. They actually do win a 2v3 right now. The rotator goes down, but of course the pressing F is going to get the job done there, and Stern is going to fall there. They can't really get him there. Brian is back, but it's not going to be good enough. Brian looking for the decap there. We do see a good push here from Prototype and Rip. Good 2v2 here as well. The support guard can't really do much here into the amount of damage that will be brought to the table here by the Mirage and the Scourge. So this is good, but the thing is that the fight on mid has been lost. This, of course, allows Gornet to rotate here, and when the Scourge arrives, this is where things get pretty messy for the blue team. However, there is actually going to be a Signet. Can Rip interrupt it? He actually cannot, unfortunately. The stability there from Goku is good. No CC could get through that Signet, and the Reds come through. And now we have a good 3v3 for the blue team, and Red's going to have to leave this and get away here. Meanwhile, Blam actually getting spiked down there by the Renegade and the Thief. They end up finding that kill there. There it is. This is really kind of spiraling out of control right now here as well. Stern going to go for a res. Does actually have Signet here as well. Might actually get that. Has enough stability. So nice res there onto Blam. But again, like you can already see fairly early on, the points are not looking great right now. Blam going for that Earth Shield, holds on as much as he possibly can, goes for that invul, and actually they do turn around, they get a kill onto Azuz. Goku, no Signet there, so that's the first big moment of this game in favor of Red, getting that massive spike there, getting that big repush. Very smart play here by the Red team, kind of getting this full repack, going back out onto it there, leaving Blam to hold this, and maybe looking for another kill. They've got this moment in time. If they could kill Goku now, or of course Gornet, that would be amazing. It looks like they're looking for Goku. Goku going for the kite, can't quite get it. But I think he should actually be relatively okay. He's got a few corners there, and of course the Scourge is there to barrier him. He's just going to run towards the base. Azuz is there respawning there. Very good map awareness there. Knows that Azuz is coming back and can therefore peel him out effectively. And of course, bear in mind, guys, it wasn't actually a 5v4 because Blam had to actually handle this node here. So it kind of was a 4v4 with a player, and now it's actually gone the other way there. However, Goku is down. Does Rip zero distortion? He doesn't have distortion. He can't vision, but actually Fly gets just completely turbo nuke there as well. Rip is incredibly low right now. He's having a very, very bad time into this, but it's certainly not game over as of yet so far. But we should be seeing mid get decup there. And actually, yeah, a big clear. That's going to be 3 kills for the serial killers. Lakers in trouble here right now. Draza going to continue to try and hold on. He does actually have cooldowns here on his Horsemith, so he's not dead yet. And Azuz now rotates an elbow, but they're still 2v4. Actually looking for a kill onto Rip, and they actually do find it. There's no way they're ever going to be able to secure that, of course. But any kind of delay is always going to be amazing. Very nice hold by Draza and Azuz. Incredibly good hold. Long enough for Goku to actually get back in the mix, and mid is still under their control. So even after losing, look, this guys is the power of being able just to kind of stall your opponent's rotations. Like, they did kind of wipe, they lost 3 players, but what did Red Team get? Red Team got nothing out of those 3 kills. Now, they do get Goku again, and I think this is maybe Blue Team pushing their luck a little bit here. They need to be careful not to actually overcommit to these nodes. They're starting to throw the game a little bit here. Like, they can't hold this forever. There's the decom on mid. Red now actually have a solid hold now on the mine. Of course, Blam's got to be a little bit careful here of Fly. Does see him start to rear his attractive head as he moves over towards that node. But again, if we actually see more kills here, and Azuz may be a victim, that should be a kill, I think. There it is. And of course, Gornet falls too. Goku is back. Is there a Signet for one of them? There actually is. One of them is going to get back up there. Or are they? They're actually not. The Signet actually was countered there. There was too much damage, too much poison. And this is where things actually are really scary right now, I think. Now, Draza is honestly just doing so much work here, though. This is such a big problem. Like, Draza doing this, just stalling out this node, like, denying the 2-cap is so annoying. And, like, the Grim Spectre of Fly, like, holding Blam here is so bad. It means that Blam has essentially made his team play a 5v4, essentially, the entire time, and they haven't been able to get value. He's never been able to push because he's just too worried about the Thief. Draza's eventually die now, and Rip gets the neutralization here. So, honestly, a little greedy here. Right. A little too greedy. With the blue team, they're really pushing to hold that mid node. I think the Worms, and rather the Ultra Ones, are now going to play a little bit more conservatively and just move over here. Make sure they get 1 node back, because they're actually losing this game right now. Like, they, you know, the first 3 deaths were okay because they kind of had the stall there, but then they ended up dying there and losing that stall. Bear in mind, this is a limbs, guys. Like, they can't lose this. They really can't lose this game. Like, whoever loses it is out of the entire taunt with kind of a crappy reward as well. So you do not want to lose at this stage. Blue now, of course, do get that node back. But actually, as you can see, guys, the timeline here, the red team is catching back up. So the next big fight is going to be the really big thing here. Let's see. It's going to be all out 5v5. Again, I think Blam's got no choice. And this is why having no thief sucks. Okay, look, this is why having no thief is fucking horrible. Because the problem is that if Blam pushes in, which he's doing now, he's going to try and take the team fight, which again, he's not super great into. Like, the team fight is not really the strength here of the Weave right now. The second he does that, this happens. Fly just leaves, right, and goes for this decap, which he is not quite going to get, actually, I believe, which is really nice. A good response there from Blam. Draza now secures this node here. But the problem with this is that now, once again, we just see this outnumber happen on mid. You know, Fly comes back, and all of a sudden, Stern is in shit. He does have this magnetic shield to help him hold on here a little bit. But again, now it's just not good. They killed Prototype, and it's going to be a 5v4 on mid. Blam is going to, he knows he has to. He's got to just go for this rotation, do it. But this is like the thief diff, honestly, man. Like, it's not really, there's not much that can be done. They just kind of have to commit to the team fight and try and win it. It's very close here as well. Azza's under a lot of pressure, but Stern might be under more very soon. Is he going to fall? Bear in mind, there's no blood res for the red team here, guys. They do not have a blood scourge. It is a DPS scourge. Stern holding on, but he can't quite do it. The damage is good. They're going for the hammers. They actually might get that. They're going to get the hammers. Very nice revival there by red. Great res discipline now, holding on for all they possibly can. Goku actually might fall here as well. Good stealth on the Goku. Goku might get cleaved out. They might get no-scoped here, but the healing is going to be good here. Azza's holds on there for a little bit there as well, and this team fight will continue to rage. It's an all-out 5v5 on mid. Red team slowly, of course, creeping back in as they do indeed own that node. Is Fly going to look for a decap hit? Does he feel confident to do that? I don't think he actually doesn't. If this thief dies, that is actually disastrous right now for Blue, actually. If the thief dies, that is a catastrophe. Looks like Fly is actually going to disengage it and look for a decap. They will, of course, force either a response from Rip or Blam. Looks like it's going to be both, actually. Yeah, both of them. Very nice awareness there from Blam and Rip, actually. But the thing is, will Prototype pay for that with his life? He's getting spiked there very hard, but in fact, the Rotator in a lot of trouble here as well. He's got nothing left. He actually might just straight up die here. The support is good onto Fly, but he's got to get the hell out now. He gets the reason that blast up there as well, but actually, Blue team having trouble in this team fight. Blue team nearly actually even, soon to be behind in this game. Well, Brian gets spiked incredibly hard, though. Is there a signet available? There is actually a signet available there from Sun. Can it be interrupted? Is there a thief interrupt? There actually is not. And Fly, he can't do anything. He's forced to go to the DK. He can't break the combat. But Brian's so very low, though. If they get that kill, there's no signet this time to actually get that. But Goku also is actually going to fall there as well. Is Blam going to get DK? Oh, I think Blam denies this. He does. Oh, my God. That is big. Of course, Goku does get revived up there. And it looks like for Brian might end up dying. But look at this discipline. Great discipline there from their team. Red team actually get away with it. Red team hold it firm, and they get the job done there. They're about to be on parity here right now with, and it's 100 points to go. This fight's got to end here. Like, Blue team, they've got to end this, or they're going to lose this game. For Brian is very low. But the Rotator actually falls. Goku, he's got res, he's going for the signet. But no, he counts it. There was a port, the blood res actually. But for Brian's on it, it's going to be an all-out downside battle here as well. Blam comes in for the game. He can't get it. For Brian's so very low here. Could this be a kill onto Brian? For Brian about to fall here. For Brian does go down. But can they convert this? Oh, Rip. Oh my God, this is big from Rip. Rip is actually carrying right now. Beautiful there. Blam with great awareness denying this decap. And now Rip punishing here as well. Forcing Draza. Decapping that as well. Blue team, if they get mid, this is really good for them. But it's going to come down to the wire either way. Oh, they get another kill on Prototype. Oh, what a heartbreaker. I think this certainly puts Blue favored to win here. Because they should be able to force this cap here. They just have to make sure Prototype actually dies. They've got to kill this. If they kill this, they're really good. Yep. And they do kill it. Stern can't revive that, I don't think. No signet available. And Rip can't hold this 1v1. They've got to plus this. They're going to do it now. And they are technically 1 point ahead. Goku, actually, this is really good. This is really big. I like this a lot here from Stern. Oh my God, is Red Team going to win? Dude, Red Team actually might win. Because now they actually have Rip for Brian and Stern here. A slight slow rotation here from the Lakers. They're actually getting punished so hard for this, actually. Because now they call this. Oh no, I don't believe it. Are they about to lose this game? It might be about to happen, guys. Oh me, oh my. Although Rip and Stern and for Brian getting pressured, the Rotator coming in hot. Oh, but they actually get wow, they actually lose. Holy shit, Lakers are going to lose this game. 100% they're going to lose now. It is actually over. That decap there, Draza dies here on mid. Rip rotates back. It is over. No, that's it. It's GG. This is not winnable anymore. Like, Red Team is going to win this game. There's no way they can do it. Blam just AFKs here. Blam AFKs, does literally nothing. and then just hold, and they hold mid. Wow. That is quite something there. Okay, Stern is going to fall there, so is Verbrine, but Stern and Verbrine just pushing farther as well, denying that cap there. Yeah, that's it. Lakers fall here, guys. The only thing that separates the serial killers from getting the victory here is actually going to be rank 55 Dragons. No Esprit, no win. It's over. It is completely over. Tournament of Legends finds some new champions here, guys. Some new gamers. The Rotator, he calls the GG. He knows it's over. Blue team gets that cap there, but that is going to be the end of the road here. Definitely Rip. Rip, guys. Mesmer leader here for EU. Wins it. Lakers eliminated. Wow. I told you guys that side of the bracket would be spicy. It would be spicy, guys, indeed. Huge gaming. Yeah, that was very, very nice, guys, okay? That was actually extremely well played there by Blam, because Blam just denied the decaps. Fly could not decap, right? This node was the enemy. Like, this node carried hard there. Blam was hard carrying that game. Every single time Fly went for a decap, he already ported over there. He just got in there with the Weaver and went big. Hard carry there, guys. Huge carry, but that's it, guys. Lakers shut down. Goku, Draza, Gornet, Fly, and Azaz have been eliminated there, guys, okay? It's over, guys. Worms content, Worms content. Thief S tier, but losers. Well, I mean, you know, we'll have to see. You know, we'll have to see how it goes, right? We'll have to see. The Lakers have been weakened, of course, there. No Frey, no Esprit, right? It's not their full composition, but of course, Gornet and Fly, some top players there as well, so certainly no slouches. Indeed, that is insane gameplay there. Omega gameplay. Yeah, Rip with that decap, that was huge there as well. Like, Rip going to that far, he annihilated that decap. Of course, after they lost mid, he immediately left it, and this is just very nice play here from both these teams. But in the end, the Lakers were ahead for the entire time, but look at that. Look at the close node, guys. Do you guys want to see what a 2-cap looks like with nothing happening? That is what it looks like, guys. Huge win there as well. Huge win there for the serial killers. Brand new team, brand new winners. Serial killing gameplay. All right, so it's going to be the serial killers into Brazil. That will be an interesting match there as well. But I think the more interesting one is going to be, guys, the Master of Disaster versus the Quarantine Crusaders. Let's take a look. Wait, do we have, wait, huh? What happened there? What has happened? I don't know what is the situation here, guys. Okay, what is going on here? One team just disappeared. Oh, wait. Oh, I see, Andre. Wait, did you actually decline? Was that actual tactical decline? Oh, I see. Okay. So we actually, I mean, look, the issue here, guys, is that ArenaNet actually did mess this up. They actually made it so that second place is worse than third. And I guess Quarantine Crusaders didn't feel comfortable into either the serial killers or, of course, rank 55. So they actually said, fuck it. We'll actually go for better rewards instead and go ahead and take third and fourth. Bit of an oversight there by ArenaNet, guys. Not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Yes, they went for superior rewards because, yeah, guys. So second gives you a precursor, but the issue is, guys, with a precursor is the precursor is actually not that good. Even the most expensive precursor is 400 gold. Now, the thing is that for this one here, you actually get a Mastery or Fortune gift. A Mastery or Fortune gift has 250 Mystic coins, right, in it. So actually, yes, this is, in fact, significantly more gold, because it's also got a full set of tier 6 in it, and 250 ectos. So the Gift of Fortune is actually worth about double what a precursor is. Therefore, it is far worse to be second than be third and fourth, guys. Okay, as in far worse. ArenaNet kind of forgot about that. But yeah, there it is, guys. Very, very nice indeed. Let's check it out right now. Who beat 55? Nobody. It's not finals yet. This is semis. This is going to be quite a fun and exciting game here. Now, I have to say, this might be the end of the road, okay? This may well be the end of the road, guys, for the Triple Scourge comp. Because, yeah, this is a pretty rotationally focused map. They do actually have the Thief. Brazil's playing the Thief instead of the support god, so they do actually have the mobility there. But no, I'm not really feeling too good about this one. Like, Mirage is going to kind of, like, rip through this pretty quickly, yeah, see? Because he's called Rip. It's going to destroy the Scourges pretty effectively. Stern will support. Vibran bringing more damage there. And, of course, they can rotate very quickly. And, well, I mean, maybe 2 nodes can work here for the red team. But I think it's definitely a very, very uphill battle, guys, okay? A very, very uphill battle indeed. For the Brazil team, okay? Triple Scourge, putting in work, of course, Zerid here, guys. A legendary player. You know, the #1 fan of Skelling, guys, okay? Yeah, the map is good for blue, of course. I mean, you know, it could work. We've seen it work into strong teams here, but I think this may well be the end, guys. These serial killers are about to slam. Brazil is better thief than fly. Ooh, that's a hot take right there, okay? That is a very, very hot take. Okay. Well, here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's see how this one's going to go down here. Get ready for gaming here. Triple Scourge is activating Rip here on the big Mirage. As you can see, Domination Illusions and Mirage can it with Rune of the Lynx, with the Doom Energy and then Cleansing Energy sigil there on there. So slightly more aggressive than you normally see. Sometimes you see double cleansing. We know it's going to be Doom for big damage there. More poison. On the axe here. Stern, nothing weird here. It's Support Guardian. You guys have seen this build. This is the same build that everyone always goes for. Enjoy the build. He's going with Strength of the Fallen, though, instead of Smiter's Boon. Lose a condition every 10 seconds, okay? And die slower when you're in downside, so you get res bigger. I like that. Big brain play here from Stern. Of course, for Brian, Power Herald, standard. Prototype, not standard, is going to be DPS Scourge. In fact, Omega damage Scourge here from Prototype, and then Blam Thrax here, of course, on the Weaver, Fire Arcane, and, of course, the Weaver trait on there as well, going with the double stance and the Earth Shield. Big invulns, big utility to the team, big content. All right, let's move. Let's check this out. Moving on next here. Here we go. Get ready for some additional memes coming on very soon. The fight begins. It is a triple Scourge setup here, so of course, red team, they will be able to fight pretty effectively. You're going to have some big fights happening here very, very shortly here. And blue does actually go ahead and grab that node. Brazil is going to get the decap immediately. And, yeah, Blam, maybe with some newfound confidence, not quite as good at denying the decap here as he was previously here. I mean, dude, imagine that, honestly, this will be a very, very bizarre meme if they actually end up getting to finals there. That will be an unusual thing indeed for Brian looking for a kill here. They do actually find it, and, of course, there's no signet. They're going to have to hand-res it. And, yeah, the CC, the cleave is massive right now from the blue team. Rip just destroying. They're actually not done yet, though. It could potentially get res. It's not over by any stretch of the imagination. Is it going to go down here? Yeah, it will not be revivable in any form of that. However, red team actually maintaining a decent hold over this game, but they are about to lose another Scourge, and the third Scourge is also left incredibly vulnerable. Going for a res, but that is not going to happen. There's going to be way too much CC. Way too much CC here for any of that to happen, unfortunately. The cleave is good here from the Scourge, but they can't really deny anything here. And this is not a good start for red. I know the points are kind of close, but that's honestly mostly because a cheeky decap there from Brazil slowed it down. Now blue team get that second node there. Prototype secures that. Brazil kind of left wondering what he's supposed to be doing here. Now red, they're going to have to re-push onto the map, but it's going to be very, very hard because there's just so much more mobility, so much more map control available for the blue team that kind of out-rotating this and handling the movement here is going to be almost impossible here. Like, the Scourges are moving their way over to mid, but they already lose Brazil, and that's not good. The buffs are about to come up, the sword and the shield are about to spawn at the north and the south, and Blam is already in position to yoink it. Meanwhile, the Scourge is here, and with that sword, yeah, I mean, this is just going to be a bit of a farm fest, I think. The sword will be grabbed here by Blam. I don't think the Scourge can really intercept it. And if this buff comes through, like, these buffs are very, very strong. When you grab the sword and the sword gives you 20% more damage, and you stomp people out immediately, denying the blood res. The shield gives your entire team loads of extra health and toughness. No, like, this is pretty bad. I don't really see how red can possibly win here. They're just too slow. They are just far too slow. They are the slug gods, the slug kings. And I've got to say, I have to actually, you know, give big respect here to the red team here. They honestly played their comp as well as they could. I just don't think it's really going to work. They have the 2-cap here once again. Zerid actually putting in some serious work over here right now, and the red team going for this big push over here could potentially pay off. And look, once again, I've got to say, they are actually making blue team work for it pretty big here. If they can find these fights where they have all 3 Scourges into the team here of the serial killers, it is going to be very, very hard for the serial killers to actually fight this. And they're now kind of forcing a very aggressive the rotation hit onto these Scourges. It looks like it will result in 2 kills, though, and that's all that really matters here, because, yeah, they kind of held this for a while. They actually get the decap on mid. Well, they actually don't yet. Stern holding off. They need to kill Stern. They need to kill Stern now. If they don't kill him, this is no good, and things they aren't going to. Yeah, the good kite comes out there. The invulnerability from Stern is going to keep him alive there. They aren't able to kill that, and both Scourges eliminated. Now it's going to be a 5v3, and you can see how easy it is for the blue team to capitalize on this by pushing very, very quickly onto the map, getting this node back under their control as quick as they possibly can. Even looking for another kill. PvE noob, no name, is about to die pretty big here. Okay, this is about to be over. Here comes the kill onto PvE noob, no name. There is that kill. That is going to be the end of that. And realistically, it's hard to recover. Like, blue, as soon as they get like a big lead, they can play 3 nodes much better than red team can play 3 nodes. This means it is extremely difficult for red team to ever have more than 2 nodes to 1. So it takes them an extremely long time to catch up. Because, bear in mind, guys, if you've got a 2-cap and the enemy team has 1 node of their own, you essentially only have 1 node, right? You have a 1 node advantage, right? So you have 1 node ticking, and that means you're gaining 1 point over your enemy every 2 seconds. You're catching up half a point a second, which means that you have just got a bunker for such a long time, you know, with this, that it becomes almost impossible. And if you ever get decapped, it's just like, oh, no, like, you can't. There's nothing you can do here. And yeah, I think that's just what you're going to see reflected here in this game. Like, red is going to try and push. They're going to try and hold here, but they're just going to keep losing Scourges left and right. There's so much DPS here. Like the Herald, the Mirage, the Thief. Like this kill squad here from Brian Rip and Brian Rip and Prototype here is going to be so dangerous here, right? It's going to be so much damage, right? Like with the DPS Scourge, the Power Rev, Rip and Brian working together as roamers, just farming everything, going crazy, right? Like, yeah, it's just, it's not really a good map for red either. Like, if it was something a bit more straightforward, like Faux Fire, maybe they could see something, they could make something work. But this map is just too, it's too rotationally sensitive. I mean, I do think blue, they've got to be a little bit careful here. They let Brazil get a free cap here. Brian's responding to that once again, but yeah, it's going to be double buff for blue. And that means that these fights were really hard now. It was very hard to actually... It was very hard to actually take the fights already. Now there's no way they can. Like, Rip's got 30k health on Mirage. You know, Prototype's got, what? He's got 34,000 HP on Scourge. This isn't dying, right? There's just no way this is going to happen. This won't die. No one's going to die here. Everyone's tanky. Everyone's doing 1 billion DPS right now as well, thanks to the sword buff. This fight isn't really winnable for blue, for red, rather. Blue get the cap here once again. We have the Scourge just holding down mid. We have Zerd coming in there to try and find this, but I don't think that's really going to work out super well here. In fact, the Thief comes in there for Brazil to help out, but actually the damage onto Zerd was actually huge. Will actually force a decap there. Prototype going to play it safe and going to wait until the team comes in to help him out there. Not really wanting to kind of throw the game by dying. Stern trying to port across. It's a bit awkward here with the port spots here. Looks like he does get it. There we go. He gets the target, gets the port, and won't have able to support Prototype. A 100-point lead for blue. And it kind of doesn't really tell the whole story here. It's kind of better than this. Wait, Stern actually... well, slight miscommunication there. He was maybe asking for Prototype to die. However, Prototype did not die, and in fact was just A-OK there. Zirid now dies there. Brazil can't really help that out. And yeah, like, even though that this is close relatively in terms of points, it's not honestly as close as you might think. Like, the thing is with this is that, yeah, sure, the point difference isn't there, but this is mostly because it's just going to be 1 node held for red because they have 3 Scourges, and then 2 nodes held for blue the entire time. The thing is that if they ever try and get more than that, it's just going to fall apart immediately. Like, when they push their Scourges too far, they're just going to die. And blue team knows this as well, right? Like, blue's like, fuck it, right? We know we can win the fights here. We know if they go away from... If they split up between more than 1 node, we can just farm, right? They need to have their Scourges moving around all in one go. This basically means that they can just outnumber, and the Scourge will take too long to kill them, and it's just not going to happen, right? Like, there's just, you know... no. This isn't really going to work, guys. This is not going to work, unfortunately, but there you go. Yeah, big res there, guys. Big content. But yeah, the finals, guys. How does Scourge have much HP with a Condi build? Because he's got the shield buff, right? He's got the shield buff. So his base HP is 28,000. With the shield buff, he has even more. But yeah, there you go. But Condi builds not to rain in your parade here, but colony builds actually have to have more HP because they're slower. And Necro in general has to have high HP. If it doesn't, it will be complete dog shit. Because, oh yeah, there you go. Bazilla's get a kill. That's a nice kill there onto Prototype, actually. Like, there's some potential destabilization that can happen, but the trouble is that this Scourge dies, and they need to res. They can't have anyone die. Yeah, the Transfuse doesn't work, and the Stomp will come through this from Brian. So, it was a nice kill there by Bazil, but unfortunately, the Scourge dying here kind of ends any kind of recovery potential. Red team now does actually have a 2-cap. So, if by a miracle we actually see a full commit from the blue team and red team actually wins this fight, they can definitely win, but it's going to be difficult to do that. The Scourge is now coming back there and has to move all the way to the other side of that, and they just can't really engage that. And one node wins right now. 70 points. Actually, yeah, 70 points. Yeah, no, they do win on one node. They can just win on one right now. So, yeah. That is exactly that, guys. That is exactly what is going on here. It should be a pretty clear-cut victory here for the blue team. Even on one node, they will win. Prototype actually dies again. Oh, hang on. Hang on. That's actually now officially a bit scary. And we see a buff there secured by Bazil. Okay. Right, now if they actually hard put, they need to decap this. They have to decap this. That's the problem here. They need to win this. It is actually double Scourge into Core Guard. That is a good matchup, actually, for the red team. If Stern dies here, Bazil's looking for the plus. Prototype's coming in there, too. But if Bazil can actually find this kill onto Stern before Prototype gets it, that would actually be huge. Marine Focus has actually been used now as well there by Stern. Prototype is arriving. That will be good. Actually, Rip, Zirid actually kills Rip there. That's a big kill right there. Okay, but we've got to see is they need this decap. They need to decap this now, and actually we're seeing oh yeah, we're gonna try and see maybe the third Scourge be released here by Bazil. Maybe they're gonna go for another buff. Oh, they can't do this. Like, this isn't gonna work. I don't know what's going on here. Like, what yeah, this is game over. Like, I don't know why Bazil left here. He's going for the buff. So they're going to go maximize their strength there and then just try and push the fight. But they need all their Scourge there. They actually killed Vibrian. So they do have a potential moment where they can outnumber. They need to, yeah, they're going to leave Zirid to actually hold this. But it's too late. I really don't understand that. I think that was a big throw, actually, right? That was a big throw. Because they just didn't push this fight earlier. Now, one of the Scourge dies because of the respawns here from blue. And they're going to get punished. Now, they got both buffs, yeah, but now they can't do anything here, right? They just can't... they cannot make it work. It's a very close game here, 490 to 411, and honestly, I think Red Team actually played this out pretty damn well, actually. Like, you know, this is not, certainly, again, not favored, right? They are certainly not favored here, but there you go. That is going to be the end of that, and we're going to see the grand finals now, guys, between Rip, Stern, Vibrian, Prototype, and Blam facing off against Rank 55 Dragons and Friends coming in here very, very soon here, guys. Here it is. Oh, no! Look, do you guys want to know a little bit of lore? Wow, this is big. This is huge. I was speaking with Misha and Zan. Yeah, exactly right. Dude, this could be it. This could be it. Zan and Misha regard this map as cursed. I believe they lost in Pro League, a pretty high-stakes game on Kylo, and they actually view this as completely cursed map. Of course, they'll be more than capable of playing on it. They're both very skilled teams here. We have Master of Disaster, going to be on the support guard here from Misha. There it is. Boom. Of course, now we have Fed from Crutch and Frey on the Scourge, kind of support DPS team fighty thing, guys. That's how it is. We have Dra here on Prot Hollow, Zan, Nade Holosmith, and of course, Delirium Claims You. Syndrana here on the Thief. Ah, yes, I need to roll. Oh, shit, the prediction. Hang on, team. Hang on. I'm on my way. I'm going to try and do it. Ooh. Right. Hang on, I've got to roll this prediction here for a start. And then I'm starting anyone. You guys are not going to have a long time, though. Okay, you guys do not have long to vote on this prediction. Boom, Blam won. Right, next prediction. Who wins? Okay, Blam. Wait, hang on a minute. Yeah, Blam or R55. Right, you got 30 seconds. Vote in the prediction. There you go. Enjoy. All right, then, guys. Let's see. Look, Mirage and Herald in the grand finals there. Rip on the Mirage, the DPS Mirage here, of course. Vibrian, of course, on the Power Herald here. Stern, support guard in here, and Prototype on full DPS. Scourge. And then, in fact, they are going to be the ones who are defending their node this time. Once again, we are seeing a very aggressive push here from rank 55. All the players coming in. Misha trying to keep Frey alive. Frey did get caught there in this kind of choke point here. Took a lot of DPS there. Took a lot of heat. But once again, the node advantage at the start will be the rank 55 Dragons. Much more conservative open from the serial killers, but they do find themselves a kill here onto Frey. Is there an interrupt onto Misha? There actually is, and that may well be a confirmed kill. Dra might go for it, or are they going to get that res? They are going to get it. Yeah, no interrupt. Good stability usage there from Misha. Not enough cleave there onto Frey. Frey lives, but he is actually very much separated away from the back. And Sin already gets a decap. Dude, Blam deactivates here, actually. You know, this is not happening versus Fly, but it is happening big time versus 55. 55, they are on a warpath right now. They want to get this. Of course, this forces Blam out of that fight for a while. The hand res come through, but a lot of heat was taken there for Brian under a lot of pressure. He doesn't have Glint Heal, I don't think. Does he have it? He actually does have it. He gets back up there as well, and Stern and Brian make their escape. Prototype now still trying to peel his team out there as well. Big damage coming out here from both teams. Sin in a lot of trouble here as well. Can he hold on? There will be a chase here from Brian. Brian looking for that kill. Can he find Sin? He cannot find Sin. Oh, no, he can't quite get it. So close to actually no-scoping Cinder, but is not going to get it, guys, okay? Tomatoes are red. I play the flute. Everyone knows Stern is cute. Dude, that is not even remotely good, right? Look, Andreas, what is going on? I'm chanting it, but it's not good, right? I don't even know what's going on there, but either way, Prototype is going to fall there. There is a great sit there from Stern. Stern popping off there with a big res, but 55 have the node, and they have the momentum in this team fight so far. Zan just relentless with his pressure. Good port away there, though, by that team. Now we actually see Syndra is going to fall down there and gets immediately cleaved out. The low HP of the Thief backfiring there for Brian. Still pressure, but once again, Reese ends there with the Glint Heal. Doing a great job here. Zan looking to try and find a kill here, but actually it looks like they are going to have to disengage this and try and split the map here a little bit and hold off until Cinder's back. Cinder has actually now returned. Dra and Misha holding this. They actually can hold this pretty well, I think. Prot Hollow, of course, very strong. Rip going for the decap, finds it almost immediately before rotating back in. Cinder are going to go for a kill. What's he looking for here, actually? He's going to look for a target. Looks like it's actually going to be try and get rid of Blam and Stern. We might see Rip actually go really hard on mid to actually find this kill then in that case, because, of course, Dra is exposed. And yeah, look at that burst there. Massive damage. Signa is there. Do they get it? They do, I believe. Yeah, nice. Good attempted interrupt there, of course, from Rip, but sadly the stability was there, denying that interrupt play, and Blam and Stern do both die there from that plus there. The damage of these grenades, Zan and Sin, like, this is actually what we saw them do in Master of the Arena, right? Like, in Master of the Arena, we just saw Syndra and Zan just farming everyone with grenades, and we just see that repeated here as well. Oh, that's not a good Prototype. So pressured, no support guarding from good kiting here, but kiting will not save you from the nades, and Zan, he just keeps on pumping, nearly does the 4 damage there as well. He's going to try and get away. No heal skill for a while, but here comes Sin, and there's another kill secured for Brian. I don't think he can really interfere with this that much. Actually, nearly does kill Sin there with a brutal chilling isolation, but can't quite get it. Stern now going for a res there. They've got to cleave this. We see a stomp coming out there. Signet is there. It's actually going to get a very nice recovery there. Extra speedy ambulance service there from Stern, getting called out from the base, recovering Prototype immediately. The healing is very good, but Blam again gets shut down here. This is kind of like where, you know, we can see that Rip is trying to do the same thing here. Like, Rip is trying to be the thief for his team here, going for these things, but honestly, without Rip, it's pretty hard for them to actually fight. That's the problem here, because he's just not quite as fast as the thief. Serial Killers looking for a decamp here on mid. They can't find it, and renewed focus being popped by Stern. This is scary, very scary in my opinion right now. We are going to see an all-out push, I imagine, here onto Stern. Stern is very vulnerable. Blue now do have sides because Rip was not answered, but Stern intro gets a really nice empower off there, restoring all his health thanks to the trait line, of course, altruistic healing. And in fact, that was a very good kind of disengage there as well. Like, 55 would not able to get anything with their pain train. Zerged very hard on mid, but now end up a little bit disengaged here as well. Sin looking for a decap, but Blam is here to intercept that. Meanwhile, Sin going to go back into this fight, but Zan in trouble here. There's Elixir S. It is available. He pops the S. He needs a heal, though, right now. He's got to cut this out for Brian on the hunt right now. He has the shield block there. Does he get his heal here? I think he may well do. He's going to go for it. He does get the heal, so he is okay. But honestly, is he really? I'm not sure about that. For Brian coming for the kill, lands the Jade Winds, and that should be the kill. Misha, does he have the Signet res here? Is the Signet available? It is available, but he doesn't feel like he can go for it. The Stomp comes out. Zan ends up falling it. This could be a massive win here. A brand new team might be about to win Total Legends, guys, because the 2-cap is once again being held here. Dra pushing into Blam for the 1v1. Mid now, decap, Serial Killers completely activating right now. They are fully activating, guys. A kill secured onto the Master of Disaster. 55 actually cracking here a little bit. They're in trouble. Syndra holding this node here into Vibran. Vibran just going to leave it. They want to snowball more kills. Misha, of course, now on the respawn. The team, the red team, 55, they cannot engage. They cannot engage this right now. They can't do it. They need... okay, to actually just get a regroup and go around again. This could be the first big win for Rip, of course. Rip, an absolutely huge player here, guys. A massive player, has been coming onto the scene relatively recently, showing that he can be rank 1 on multiple accounts. Actually, Vibran is going to, the cleave is very big, but I think they should be able to get that res. Stern reviving there, gets it, and Rip cleaves out there as well. That's the end of that, guys. There we go. Meanwhile, Dra, Syndra over here as well. 1v2 into Blam. Blam holding it. He can't hold it for long, though. He's going to have to bunker this down as best he can. How are his corners looking? Oh, he is actually running a little bit dry now. No Urchin has the Obsidian Flash there. Gets the heal. The decap's going to go through for Brian coming in for the peel. But I think Blam's going to be in a lot of trouble here. The Weaver is holding on as much as he possibly can. He's going for it. But Dra has now got the decap there, and they've stabilized this game a little bit here. It will be left neutral here. Meanwhile, the regroup is now coming through here from rank 55 Dragons. They're going to go for a push towards middle here as well. We have Syndra just wriggling away from prototype route, taking a bit of damage, but it's looking good so far. Now they're going to go for this repush. They lost that fight, but they've got to make sure they win this next one, guys. Can they make it happen, guys? They've got to go for this. Once again, they're going for a kill here onto Blam. They force the node now. Now it sides in favor of rank 55 Dragons. Sind and Dra going to have to hold off here a little bit, but no, the team fight's going to start with mid. Actually, we see prototype go down. Is there a signet here? I think there is. Stern should get that. Yes, he does. Very nice res there by Stern. Stern popping off these Guardians. Misha and Stern giving it all they have got. They are all out right now. They are going for it in every way. Dra 1v2 into Blam, and Brian needs a plus there, but in fact it's going to be Sin going to try and help out Zan. Zan actually already winning this 1v1 into the Naser. Should be a pretty decisive kill. The Guardian looking now to support that. Oh my god, and Rip does fall there. The Thief gets the big stab, finds that kill, and actually I think we see Misha arrive in time to stabilize Dra. Yes, we do. Dra in trouble, may still end up dying, but no, the heal skill, very nice heal, and then cooldown's coming up very soon. Has the blind, has the shield, has the AoE. Spectrum shield is now up there as well. He should be able to hold this pretty well. In fact, for Brian, now the one in trouble here as well. Pops the heal. Is pretty safe, at least for the time being. Sin hunting down that kill. Dra 1v1 into the support guard here. Stern not really where he wants to be right now. He doesn't want to give the triple cap here to 55. He really does not want to do that, but he might have to at some point. The damage is big there. Rip going to try and help him out here. Dra 1v1 into Blam big time. Meanwhile, Rip going to go for the decap. Rip not going to help Stern. Of course, he knows that he's beyond help at this point. Just has to try and neutralize them out. They're mid now capped. Triple cap for 55 here. Okay, and Prototype about to get stabbed to death here as well. Yep, that's going to be another kill. And Stern dies too. Oh, that might be a game breaker, actually. That is such a big deal. Losing the Scourge and the Guardian at the same time. And they're both being bled. Oh, that's disastrous here. Rip, of course, is going to be able to secure this cap. Here, the windmill does go to Rip, but Blam does well. 3 kills on the board at the same time. The full snowball is kicking in here. Prototype, Stern, and Blam fall. That may well be pretty much a semi-game-ending move. It's very hard to come back from something like that, especially seeing as Rip is going to get pushed hard now by Dra and, of course, Frey. Sin coming in there for this. Honestly, if we see another kill here, this is pretty much going to be the end. Okay, Dra nearly gets spiked out there, takes very, very heavy DPS, but is able to hold on until the Scourge is arriving there to help him out there as much as he possibly can. And in fact, the Thief really hunting down that Herald here for Brian in so much trouble, so much damage connecting on. Right now, onto Vibran. No glint heal here, as you can see here either. And Sin, I think, is going to be aware of that. However, Stern is here for the support, and the nodes do get neutralized. Zan not really able to contest into Blam, Thrax, and Prototype super effectively. However, Misha just holding down mid for a while, just keeping that point gain going. Of course, with the aggressive rotation that 55 made over towards the windmill, they are more than capable of securing that very, very effectively. Meanwhile, we see some big damage here. Vibran in trouble here as well. He is holding on quite nicely. And honestly, Vibran's been playing out of his mind on this Herald here. Normally, you see the Renegade or the Core Red, but no, you do not see that here. He's going for the good old school Herald. Oh, Glint Heal actually gets cancelled there as well, actually. That's not good. He ran out of energy. Does immediately pop it there and gets massively resustained there. Quite nice. But here's a big team fight. Let's see. It's going to be the last fight of the game. Blue must win this, but they don't. Brian actually falls. The cleave is huge there as well. Signet coming out there from Stern. Is he going to land it? Yes, he is. Great revive there by Stern, but I think this fight, the writing is on the wall here. We do see Sin get hunted down there by Blam and Rip, so it is actually outnumbered on the map right now, but all 55 have got to do, they've got to bunker this down. Can they hold it? Misha might end up falling. This could be a ridiculous comeback, actually. Are we going to see Red Team try and back this off? We are actually going to see them try and do that. Misha is going to fall here, almost certainly. The DPS is huge. We need to see a hold right now. They've got to hold this node. Yes, Sin's going to go for it here. Dra's backing off here as well, and this is the problem here. One node is going to win the game. If Frey can just get to this node, or at least waste some time elsewhere, they're going to win anyway. Zan kind of stalling out Blam here too. Might go back and troll mid. And here's the problem. Like, this node is the problem right now. Blue team must push this. They need to be here right now and hold basically everything else at the same time. At least a 2-cap if they want to win this game. And that's where the problem's going to come in. They do get mid. There is mid. They hold on to that very, very nicely there. There is the hold. Meanwhile, we actually now see... Sin getting back over here as well, holding firm here. Going to be pushing forwards to try and stall them as much as they can. They need to decap this Darius here. But again, Misha's here. Synderen is here as well. And Frey just wasting time here. And look, Rip does not want to be here right now. He needs to be playing aggressively. He wants to be finding a kill, but he can't do it. He's forced to take this 1v1, which he can certainly hold it for a good amount of time. But actually now with Zan here, yeah, that's the end of that. And that's pretty much going to be the end of that game there as well. Thief just coming in clutch. They're finding that kill. The cleave should be good here onto Rip. I don't think Cern can salvage this. And the trouble is there's no way this is going to get neutralized here. The Prot Hollow and the support guard is simply too much. Sin runs all the way past that, gets the decap, guarantees the victory here. Blue team still holding on to mid here, but it's not going to be quite good enough here. Zan and Frey just bunkering down mid will eventually win that 2v2, but that is going to be the end of the line here for the serial killers. They look like they had that moment, they had that spark in the middle game, nearly catching up there, but in the end, it's the old dog, I'm afraid. Rank 55 Dragons win Tournament of Legends, but... what an unbelievable performance there. A debut performance, as it were there, guys, from the serial killers. Delirium claimed them, okay? I feel like there's a better name for a Mesmer than a thief, I suppose, but Sin does like to be an RP, but there it is, guys. Dragons have fully activated there, guys. Wow, you guys had no faith, huh? Look, I don't think this is really representative of how close that really was. 90% you guys thought 55 was going to win on the cursed map. I mean, guys, that was a mistake right there, okay? That was a big mistake, but there you go. Enjoy those channel points. Embrace the channel points. There it is.